Magistrate hearing for May 14th, 2024. If you wish to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you all swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing? Thank you. Please silence all electronic devices.
How's everything going? Struggle with meals sometimes. Oh, I know.
Good morning. Our first case, page 59, Inspector Janie Thaluzma, case number CE 2303-0340, case address 713 Southwest 7th Street, owner Tina Marie Leo. This is to vacate the order, no fines, and close the case.
Okay, so ordered.
Our next case, page 37, Inspector Rachel Moore, Inspector Marco Aguilera presenting case number CE 2403-0443, case address 740 East Evanston Circle, owner Stallion Holding LLC, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024. Where's the respondent? Yes.
This is her. Good morning, Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer, presenting case CE 2403-0443 for property 740 East Evanston Circle. An initial inspection was conducted on 3/13/24 by Officer Rachel Moore, and the following violations were observed. 9-279G, the plumbing fixtures are not being maintained in a good sanitary condition. There is discolored water being discharged from the pipes. 9-280G, there are electrical wires and accessories not maintained in good, safe working order. The electricity is not working on one side of the property. The refrigerator must be plugged into the living room area in order to work. 9-278C, there are habitable rooms without the required number of working electrical outlets. 9-280H1, the fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. 9-304B, the driveway at this property is cracked with weeds coming through the asphalt. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts including fascia and soffits are in disrepair. There are also areas of the exterior that have stains and or missing or peeling paint. 9-280B, there are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained. The air conditioning pipes have leaked into the walls and has caused the drywall to become soft and wet. 9-363, complied. 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover in this front yard and swale. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/13/24 and all exterior violations remain. Entry could not be made into the dwelling in order to view the interior violations, so they are presumed to remain in violation until entry can be made to verify compliance. At this time, City is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or face fines of $200 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record. Okay. Are you in agreement with bringing the property into compliance within 28 days? Okay, all right. So it'll be 28 days. After that, fines will start accruing. So if you run into a problem, you can't complete it all during that time, make sure you contact the inspector and request an extension, okay? Is there anything else you wanted to tell me?
Please.
Sure.
I had, from the first time that I was in contact with the inspector, which was on April the 9th, and then following April 11th, April 16th, April 17th, and April 18th, and other various phone conversations, I requested an extension. And I didn't even get a reply, yes or no. I did it in emails so that I'd have it in writing. And because this whole case was such a mystery to me, there were so many whys. This tenant was in the property for 3 years and would not allow my property manager or myself to enter We couldn't even go around the exterior. And
Okay, well, now you should be able to, with this order, to get everything done. But if you run into a problem, like I said, contact the inspector and we'll work with you.
don't the inspectors normally give extensions for legitimate reasons?
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, thank you. I really needed that because even after the tenants made this complaint, they wouldn't allow people in the house.
Yeah.
And apparently they were abusive because I have 4 employees that now refuse to return.
Okay.
So 4 different vendors.
Yeah.
And then on April the 30th, or on or before, April the 30th was was the most recent time we went by the property. No cars.
Okay.
They
A lot of
abandoned
these
it.
are outside the property.
What?
A lot of these violations are to the outside of the
They
properties.
wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow, like, the roofer to come into the property. They wouldn't allow the property manager to come and do things outside. It's just been, you might ask yourself, why would they complain and why would they not?
Because they're not paying rent?
What?
Because they're not paying rent?
No, but there are other reasons why. And why would they call the city to make the repairs? Cities don't make repairs. Why wouldn't they call me? And
Yeah.
then why wouldn't they let me in?
I understand the situation you're in, so it's still your responsibility as the property owner to comply with the codes.
I understand.
So we're going to give you 28 days, and if you run into a problem, we'll try to work with you, but do the best you can.
And I contact you if I need one?
No, you contact the inspector. Don't
Ma'am,
contact me.
the inspector that initially cited the case is on family leave. So if you wait at the back of the room, I'll give you my contact information and I'll get back to you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 or 6 or 7 failed attempts to get an inspection.
Yes, we heard that. We heard that.
So,
Okay.
ma'am, you just
But you
stated-
think things are going to change
he
if I
did-
need another
He
one?
just stated she was on family leave, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
meet
fine.
him in the back of the room, and he'll give you his contact information.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Our next case, page 33, Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera, presenting case number CE 2207-0625, case address 2884 Southwest 9th Street, owner Robert A. Hennon and Peter Conrado Sekasiwa, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer. For case and address as read, the initial inspection was conducted by Senior Officer Patrice Jolly on 7/28/22, and the following violations were observed. 1812A complied, 9-304B complied, 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-278E complied. As of 5/13/24, the violation for 9-305B remains as per the photos depict. At this time, City is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or $50 per day thereafter.
Are there photos?
Where's my photos?
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's one you let it. That's it.
So all violations cited have come into compliance except for the dead or missing ground cover in this well.
The who?
Okay, so the hurricane shutters are in compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, please state your name for the record. Oh, and what is the city's recommendation?
28 days or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Peter Sakasiwa.
Okay. Are you willing to continue to bring the property into compliance
We-
by,
No, wait a minute. Let me finish. Go ahead.
okay. I think it looks like you've done everything except the landscaping and.
We
yeah.
did it 10
Oh.
days ago. 22nd leave a note. Actually, you know the letter that you got. She never came before to let me know that the grass was dying.
Okay.
Okay, but that's okay. We take care of that the same week. I
Okay.
call the landscaping guy, a company, to put a better grass that we had before. This situation happened on the 22nd when Mrs. There was another lady who was in charge of this. Patrice Jolie, which I understand she doesn't work anymore here.
Okay.
This is from
All
2
right,
years
so
ago.
if it's already done, then giving
Here.
you 28 days will give the inspector a chance to
It's
go out
there.
and.
Here's the pictures. We
Yeah,
changed.
yeah, we can't comply it until he goes out there and
This is
inspects it.
This is what's annoying. We called the
Sir, please
inspector,
state your name for the record.
Robert Hennon. We called the inspector, was it 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago. 5 times telling them new
Yes, I
side,
see a pattern here. This
28
inspector is on family leave, and that's the reason for the problem in communication. But now I'm going to grant the 28 days. The inspector will come out and comply the property, and then you'll be done, okay?
What happens if she doesn't show up in 28 days?
That's going to be me, sir, and I'm going to give you my phone number in the back of the room right after we're done. And just to clarify, I was at the property yesterday, so unless you guys put sod in yesterday, you're still in compliance.
No,
or
no.
still not
We
in
didn't
compliance.
put the soil. Wait, let me speak. We put the soil, all the sod. Excuse me. Oh, God. I got the checks to be approved that I can show you that we did this.
You're
So-
saying that's the
So,
front
sir,
door?
if you see the
Here's
pictures,
here's the checks.
Yep,
On
do you-
the 20 on the 29, I paid the last payment for $2,800 on that.
yes, sir.
And then
If
I took pictures of the sod done. I called Ms. Moore over and over for 6 times. I never got an answer till.
Take a look at the front lawn.
yeah,
Can't-
yeah, so
Now another thing is the swale cannot be done because Florida Power Line going to start to dig holes like they did across the street to run the wires underground. And I went to the city and I told them they are aware of that too. Okay?
But you didn't notice that the whole lawn of the house is all new?
yes, but the remaining swale is not.
What remains?
The swale, if you look at the
I
photos,
just say that Florida Power Line is going to dig a hole. Do I need to get a letter from Florida Power Line? Because we get a notification from them. They are going to dig the
if
hole.
you can provide some sort of documentation about
Pardon
that,
me?
yeah. Just as of right now, I'm not aware of any digging or trenching that's going to be going
They
on.
dig in the block across the street.
Okay, what we'll do.
Magistrate?
So in a few words, what you're trying to tell me is that I need to do the swale too?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, can I put rocks?
No, not without a permit.
Okay, so I'll do it tomorrow then, I guess?
You'll be given 28 days. If you get in touch with Florida Power Light and they tell you we'll be out on such and such a date, then we'll try to work with you. But right now, we don't have anything from Florida Power and Light to say that they're going to
Okay,
be
the
there.
swale will be done tomorrow whenever the guy came over because we always do the things right away. We don't wait.
I appreciate that
Your
so much.
Magistrate,
Yes.
in light of the communication from I'm sorry, Katrina Johnson, Code Compliance Manager for the City of Fort Lauderdale. In light of the neighbor's testimony and in reviewing the case, the city is not opposed to more time and a lesser fine as well.
What you said?
Okay. How about we do 56 days or $25 a day? That'll give you a good time if Florida Power and Light takes a couple of weeks with this, okay?
Excuse
And
me,
then
you
you
told
can-
me before 28 days. Now it's going to be 6 days?
It's going to be 56 days.
56? Oh, no. That will be taken care of in the next 10 days. That's for
Okay,
sure.
all right. Well, he'll keep on top of it.
That's fine, that's fine.
Yeah,
And
I
then
just
when it's
want to
done,
make sure, please don't speak while I'm speaking. It screws up the record, okay?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just giving you extra time in case Florida Power and Light says we may not be back there for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just trying to give you extra time, okay? All right.
I got you.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
So we're supposed to go.
Do we have to request the inspector to come out after we do?
Is here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
After
give you
it's
my phone number at the back of the room, and
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
let me know when it's done, and I'll come out and inspect.
Okay. So we have to wait for you there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if they say they're not coming back, put it down, give him a call, you'll be done.
Yeah, and when it's done, will the city send me something that this closes case?
Yes, they'll close the case when it's in compliance.
Yeah.
When the inspector comes out, sees that you've laid the side
Okay,
of the
all right.
swale,
Good enough.
it'll
All
be,
right.
It'll be done.
Thank you.
You won't have to come back. All right, thank you.
Our next case, page 62, Inspector Karen Proto. Case number CE 23020013, case address 2530 Northwest 16th Street, owner Leonard Murray. The case was first heard 2/13/24 to comply by 5/14/24. 3 sections not complied at $50 per day. Fines start 5/15/2024, and this is in order to reappear.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Just 1 second. Let me hear from the inspector so she refreshes my recollection about the case.
Okay. Lauderdale. Case number CE 23020013. Case address 2530 Northwest 16th Street. This case was first came before the special magistrate on 5/14/24, where evidence was presented and found for the city. At special magistrate on 3/13/24, a 91-day extension was granted in order to reappear. A total of 10 inspections were done on the property. The property is not in compliance.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
My name is Leonard Murray.
Okay, why are we making no progress on this property?
Those photos take from the first time she do that. If she did come and look, she'd have to say that as I explained to you the first time when I come here, that's I'm doing an addition, the front and the back of the property. The plan submit to the county over almost 3 months now. Up to now, we don't get no.
Do we have a status on the permits? Do we know what's going on there?
We don't get no reply from the county. We tried to submit the plan to the building department 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. They said that we got to do it online. Okay, we're waiting on the plumber contractor, the electrical contractor, the AC contractor, give me the form to submit it online. So I cannot submit it. The driveway, as I explained to you before the first time, I cannot do the driveway because it's a stamped concrete driveway I'm putting in. I got the garage extended. I got a copy of the plan here. If I could show you what it looked like.
I believe you.
Okay, you could see I cannot cut stamped concrete for patch it. It's not going to look good. So that's why the driveway don't do. I got a permit for the driveway. But I cannot do the driveway until I dig the foundation.
Okay, is the city opposed to additional extension? Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to give you another 56 days and suspend any fines during that time. Okay?
Okay.
Magistrate, if you could just give us
One-
1 second. Ms.
one-
Jordan is looking in the system on the status of the permits.
Okay.
One quick question for you. What's your name again? What's your name again?
My name?
Yeah.
I'm Roseanne Flynn,
Oh, Roseanne.
Magistrate the Flynn.
I want to ask you a question. Why the city them take so long to do a revision on a
Yeah, it's,
simple plan?
yeah, I have no idea how the permit department works.
It's probably not code compliant, that's why.
Eh?
It's not code compliant, that's why.
It's not what?
What, the plans that are submitted are deficient under the codes. That's why it takes so long for them to get
Say
approved
it's
oftentimes.
sufficient? Insufficient?
Insufficient, correct.
So if it's insufficient, why they don't send back to me something? Say, well, okay,
They
you
do.
need this go done. I need that.
Generally, they kick the plans back with corrections, and then you have to go back and correct them.
Yeah,
if you
but
have-
we don't get. I
but
don't
if you-
get nothing.
All right, but if you haven't submitted the plans yet, or you just recently submitted the plans, it's going to take some time for that.
No. The plan be submitted to the county almost 3 months now. I don't
For
hear
the county or the city?
the county.
Oh, well, we're not the county.
We're not the county, so that's,
So, Your Honor, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office for the record. We're looking at the permits that have been submitted for this property. There's a change of an entry door. There is replacing 2 windows with impact windows that is complete. There's an issued permit for a concrete driveway. There's an issued permit for a storage shed. And there are
The shed done long time.
some older permits, but those are the only permits that are currently in the
Yeah,
system.
we don't get any permit. The plan submit to the county,
But we're not the county, sir.
the plan submit to the county almost 3 months now. And the architect called, they said that it still don't reach whosoever it's supposed to reach. They still have one section gone to the next section.
do you have a contractor you're working with, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're going to have to go down there and figure out what the problem is. Your problem is you have code violations on the property. Now, I understand
okay.
what you're telling me, so I'm going to give you one more extension for 56 days and suspend any fines during that time, okay?
Okay.
All right,
So,
figure it out.
Miss, you's in charge of the county?
No, we have nothing to do with the county. Yeah, we're the city of Fort
So,
Lauderdale. Why
who-
are you
who I
with the
can't-
county?
who-
Why did you submit permits with the county?
Not the permit, the plan. First, when you take it to the city, the city got to go to the county first.
Okay.
Submit it to the county.
So in certain circumstances, that's correct. However, I just reviewed the permit history, and there's no application submitted for
No,
anything but what I just read.
no application to submit to the plan because the county have to approve it first. If the county don't approve it, we try to do, I try to take the plan to the city. They say we have to do it online.
Okay, all right.
So now,
Yeah, I think you need to talk to your contractor because you have to submit an application before there can be any sort of review or referrals to other
but
agencies.
the review, the county have everything they ask for.
Okay.
They have everything they ask for.
All right, so somebody needs to go down to the county and straighten it out. That is not what we do here, but I'll give you 56 more days on the code violations, and that's the best I could do for you today, sir, okay? Thank you.
Oh, man. You people.
Karen, you have another case. Our next case, also page 62, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 23110687, case address 2798 Northwest 20th Street, owners, registered holders of MS-ABS Trust in care of FLW Weissman and Gordon LLP. This case was first heard 4/9/24 to comply by 5/14/24. 6 sections not complied at $100 per day. Fines start 5/15/2024, and this is in order to reappear.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address is read into the records. This case first came in from the Special Magistrate on 4/9/24, where evidence was presented and found for the city with an order to reappear. The violations were first cited on 11/28/23. A total of 8 inspections were done on the property. The property is not in compliance.
Good morning, Kathleen Angioni on behalf of the registered holders of the MS-ABC Trust. So this is a post-foreclosure case. And the foreclosure now, we're at a point where judgment's been entered. The person who owned the property and who's been in possession of the property filed 2 different appeals in this case. The appeal numbers are 4D222224. The second appeal was 4D233004. That was recently dismissed by the appellate court. It's gone back down now to the foreclosure court, and Judge Garcia Wood just entered an order granting our plurus writ of eviction. So that was on 5/7. So that's now going over to the sheriff's office. We very much like you would like access to the property, but it's been a very contested
How much time you
foreclosure.
need?
Well, the sheriff, I don't see that the sheriff has actually executed on it yet. So I would say is if you could give us 60 days, only because I'm not sure that they won't do something. Sorry, that's loose sight. Okay, I'm not sure that they won't do something like a shenanigan, like remove a number or something like that. But we're trying just as hard as you to get this resolved.
All right. Any objection to 60
We
days?
could do 56 days.
56 days.
Okay. Thank you, and then we'll follow up with the sheriff to make sure they get out there as soon as they
Okay,
possibly
all right,
can.
thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Our next case, page 54, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 2308-0859, case address 509 Northeast 3rd Avenue, owner KMAJCTL LLC. This case was first heard 11/30/23 to comply by 125/24. One suspension from 3/12/24 to 5/14/24. One section complied at $100 per day for a total of $4,600. The city is requesting the full amount, and this is in order to reappear.
Good morning, Magistrate. Gus Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read. This case first came before Special Master on November 30th of 2023, where evidence was presented and Magistrate found for the city. These violations were first cited on August 24th, 2023, and so far a total of 14 re-inspections have been done to the property. There were conversations by phone and in person with the property owner and other persons taking care of the property. During these conversations, the status of the violation and corrective actions were discussed. I'm happy to say, Your Honor, that we have compliance on this property.
Okay.
And we have the property owner and manager here with us today.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Michael Kurtz. I represent, can I just call it the LLC instead of all the letters?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I represent the LLC and the construction projects around this property.
All right. Okay. Recommendation from the city?
At your leisure, Your Honor.
All right.
May I?
It seems like they've been pretty diligent.
If I could address the issues, we talked about this with 505 60 days ago when we were here. It's all one development property. It's a single-use tenant on the property if you look at the first page that I showed you. 509 is surrounded on 4 sides by active permits that I hold under construction.
Right.
To the east is Broward County work in the roadway. I can only access that work with heavy equipment from this lot. To the north is another property that I represented as a contractor, 511 Northeast 3rd Avenue. They just got a CO a few weeks ago, I think 6 weeks ago. To the west is 501, which wraps around this property. That is also another active and open permit that we've completed, landscape, parking lot, everything else. And of course 505, which is adjacent, that's still active and open. In the pictures I'm showing you here, the first one is yesterday. It's May 13th. You can see the sidewalk work is complete. We have oak trees.
I have the
in process.
property as completely complied right now. Yeah.
If you look at the next one, March 28th, just for showing you purposes.
Right.
Okay.
I looked at it.
Okay. That's construction in progress. We had 2 parking lot permits submitted at the same time in February 2023. 440 across the street was finally released in November. This one was delayed in the city through no fault of our own. Chris Cooper was documented last time I was here as helping to push that permit out. We finally got it. But the point is, on all 4 sides of this, I have to be on that property in order to work in the roadway. You can see the sidewalk work is complete. If you look in front of 505 on the next picture, you'll see we did a handicap ramp in front of. That's with an excavator, heavy equipment. We're in and out of there. There's no way for us to comply with the ground cover portion of this because we're actively on this site full-time every day for 6 months. So
right.
we don't agree with the running fine. We haven't. We stated that last time we were here, and we're asking for this to be let go completely. It's not okay.
I'll reduce the fine to $850, cover city costs, and et cetera. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Our next case, page 63. Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 2308-1018, case address 520 Northwest 22nd Avenue, owner Willard Daughtry Estates. This case was first heard 3/12/24 to comply by 3/22/24 and 5/14/24. 4 sections not complied at $25 per day, $1,325 accrued, and the fines continue to accrue. This is a request for extension.
Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case and address is read. This case was first heard on 3/12/24 where the magistrate ordered for violation 1812A, 10 days to come into compliance or a fine of $25 a day thereafter. For the remaining 3 violations, 184C, 9304B, and 9305B, the special magistrate ordered 63 days to come into compliance or a fine of $25 a day thereafter per violation. Some progress has been made. The respondent is here to request an extension. Morning, sir.
Sir, please state your name for the record. Okay. And how much time are you requesting for an extension?
Well, one thing is, she knows that it's making one level of the place in 10 days for the raking up of the leaves, you know. I had one coming up clean up the yard real good. I didn't see no one in 10 days, so I had to do something snow coat.
Okay, there
But
does.
anyway, I had 60 days to
Okay, there doesn't seem to be much progress being made, though. There doesn't seem to be much progress.
All that stuff was on the other side of the fence. I cleaned my side. I cleaned other people's side too, you know. But I really haven't time to do anything. I've been trying to catch up with my checks. I've been doing a bit. I had to get all my trucks. I got all my antique trucks. I got some more trucks on it. And while I'm getting them tightened up, but I got all of them tagged. And I'm doing this fadeaway. And it just takes time to do all that, you know. And I just spent out $3,000 for my taxes and everything. I don't have the money in the back. I'm going to fix it now. I get $900 from the VA. I get $900 Social Security. I mean, I had 6 more days to do something. But she's finding me. I don't know why she's finding me, but, you know, it don't make no sense.
Okay, well, what you're being fined for now is you were given a certain amount of time to pick up the trash and debris.
The trash was picked up. She didn't come in 10 days, she came.
I know, but these are, this is the only one the fines are running on.
And she said she talked to me, she didn't talk to me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to grant 28-day extension
28 days.
and suspend the fines during that time, but this has got to get done, sir.
I suppose I had 60 days.
That's what I'm giving you, 28 days. These are not tough things to do. Get rid of a car and pick up trash. It's not that tough.
I do that every day.
Okay.
I got
All right, so when it's all done and you've done it, call her. She'll come out and inspect it, and then we can comply it. But what I see as problems is that you still have those vehicles. I mean, and those you have to call somebody to come and pick up.
Say what? Say that again.
You have a derelict vehicle?
What? What kind of vehicle?
Derelict vehicle, one that doesn't have a current registration and license.
I got registration on all my vehicles.
Okay, there's a black Chevy pickup there.
I got
There's a red and white Dually.
No, the trailer's not there.
And the trailers.
There's a teal Sonoma, a black Chevy pickup, and a red and white dually.
I'm gonna let the inspector
The
look at
dually
this.
still doesn't have a rear end. That makes it derelict. The dually does not have a rear end. The dually does not have a rear end on it. Okay, the red and white truck that has dually flares. I understand that, but it's derelict now.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not, sir, we're not trying to make things hard for you. We're actually trying to help you here. So,
Sir, you got to go back to the podium because we can't hear you on the mic. You need to
okay.
hear the mic, please.
Yeah, yes, you were given 60 days previously, but nothing's been done since then. So,
That what she said. I got pictures.
okay, well, I'm going to give 28 days, and she's going to come out and re-inspect. And if you want, she'll explain to you in the back of the room what exactly you have left to do, okay? And then if you have a problem, then come back and see me, okay? All right, thank you, sir.
Our next case, page 61, Inspector Dorian Coloan, case number CE 23080282, case address 774 Fiesta Way, owner John A. Brown. This case was first heard 3/12/24 to comply by 3/22/24 and 5/14/24. One section complied at $100 per day, $3,400 accrued. 3 sections not complied at $100 per day. The fines continue to accrue, and this is a request for extension.
Good morning. Senior Inspector Coloyan for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The case number is CE 23080282, case address 74 Fiesta Way. The property was first cited on August 14, 2023, and then brought before the magistrate on March 12, 2024, where the magistrate found in favor of the city. As of my last inspection that was conducted via waterway on 4/29/2024, the 93-06, the exterior building walls, are still in violation. The mooring structure, the seawall/dock, is still in violation. There's still a part of the dock that remains, as seen in the photos. And 9280B is still in violation. There's some building parts that are not being maintained. There's one door that's just propped up in the back, and then there's actually one door missing on the side. It's just not even put on. And the city is opposed to any other extensions at this time.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Tyler Wojcik. I'm an owner's rep for John A. Brown. This young lady here has my notarized power of attorney.
Okay.
We're requesting an extension. On Mr. John A. Brown's been in Mayo Clinic since earlier this year. He went in the hospice last week and unfortunately passed away yesterday, or
I'm
Saturday.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it's been a little hard for us to get him to kind of do anything with this property. So we were trying to ask for an extension today.
How much time do you think you need?
28 days if possible. We're trying to list the property along with a few others for sale. That way we can kind of liquidate the assets. Mr. John Brown's done very well in life, worth a good fortune, and the majority of that's being given to charity throughout the U.S. And so we're trying to get these properties liquidated.
Okay, all right. I'll give you a 28-day extension and suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Magistrate. So for the dock that's also in disrepair, is that going to be enough time, though, for the 28 days?
I can give him 56. How's that?
That would be perfect. Yeah, that
Okay.
would definitely give us a lot of time. So
Okay.
I just didn't want to.
Thank
All
you, and
right.
I'm sorry, I
Sounds
wasn't
good.
aware.
Sorry
Thank
if you lost.
Well, no one really was. I learned yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All
You're
right, thank
welcome.
Our next case, page 9, Inspector Manuel Garcia, Case number CE 23120687, case address 1324 Northwest 5th Avenue, owner Anthony Evans, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024. Is the respondent here for 1324? He left? Okay. We'll come back to that one. Our next case, page 61, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 23050454, case address 2150 Northwest 30th Way, owner Jacques A. Gregor. This case was first heard 11/14/23 to comply by 2/13/24, one suspension from 2/13/24 to 5/14/24, one section not complied at $25 per day, fine start 5/15/2024.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address is read into the records. The case first came before the magistrate on 11/14/23, where evidence was presented and found for the city. At special magistrate on 2/13/24, a 91-day extension was granted for an order to reappear. A total of 12 inspections have been done on the property. The case is not in compliance.
Case is now in compliance?
It's not in compliance.
Not in compliance, okay. Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Jacques Gregor.
Okay, looks like you got part of it done, but you're still not compliant with the roof. What's going on there?
I've been dealing with going on 3 years with the insurance company. Waiting in January, the settlement was finalized, and I still haven't received a check. But I just recently got a contract with Loctite Roofing on the 1st of this month. But it's going to take 45 days for the permit to come in, and then another 3 weeks for material. So I'm asking for maybe another 91 days, and then it should be, I get a new roof after.
Okay. Any objection?
Not at all.
All right. 91-day extension, and suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Our next case, page 19, Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 24030787, case address 444 Northwest 15th Way, owner Travis Knowles and Anastasia Knowles, posted at property 43024, posted at 1 East Broward 43024. Is the respondent here for 444? Okay.
Good morning again, Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case and address is read. The property was inspected on 3/21/24. The following violations were observed. 1812A, it's now in compliance, but the city is requesting a finding of fact that it did exist, and it's a reoccurring violation per case number CE 23050545.
The case is completely complied?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just need a finding of fact.
Okay. All right, sir, please state your name for the record.
Travis Knowles.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the fact that the property is now in compliance, but because this is a recurring violation, they've asked me to make a finding of fact. So what that means is I will not fine you today, but if it happens again, you will be fined, okay?
No problem.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
He has one more case.
Yes.
Next case, page 20. Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 24030965, case address 800 Northwest 4th Street, owner New Mount Olive Baptist Church, Inc., posted at property 43024, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Wanda Aquavilla for the city. Case and address is read. The property was inspected on 3/27/24, and the following violations were observed: 1812A, which is now complied; 9305A, which is also complied; 9305B. The landscape of this property, including the swale, is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/8/24. The property remained in violation. For violation 1812A, the city is requesting a finding of fact that the violation did exist. For violation 9305B, the city is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, please state your name again for the record.
Travis Knowles.
Okay, are you in agreement to get the landscaping done within the next 28 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll do a finding of fact, as I explained to you on the last one, so you won't be fined today, but if it happens again, you will be, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 12, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 24030808, case address 701 Northeast 13th Street, owner SBS Management LLC, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 24030808, reference to the property 701 Northeast 13th Street. This property was cited on March 22nd, 2024 for the following violations. 47-22.9 flag signs have been erected without the required permits from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This is a recurring violation that was previously cited under case CE 23030122. Due to the recurring nature, this case will be referred to a magistrate hearing whether the property is brought into compliance or not, and this violation has been complied. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing and peeling paint. This is a recurring violation that was previously cited under case CE 23030122. Due to the recurring nature, the case was brought for today's magistrate hearing. This violation remains in violation. 47-19.4.D.8, there's a dumpster enclosure that is not maintained at this CB zone property. The gates and wooden fence of the dumpster enclosure were observed covered by faded graffiti leaning with a porch support. This is a recurring violation that was previously cited under case CE 23030122, and due to the recurring nature, it's been brought to this magistrate hearing. 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on the property and its swale. This is a recurring violation that was previously cited under case CE 23030122, and due to the recurring nature, the case has been brought to today's hearing. Please note that that violation has also been complied. A re-inspection of the property was performed on May 3rd, 2024, and found that the property remains in violations as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 35 days to comply with sections 9-306 and 47-19.4.D.8, or $100 per day per violation thereafter, and also a finding of fact for all 4 violations.
Okay. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Shaheen Shafiq.
Okay.
I am the professional engineer and the general contractor for this project, for the owner.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 35 days?
Yeah, we're working on that one. Actually, this project is within, as he mentioned, it is in the Central Business District. We are working with the CRA department of the City of Fort Lauderdale because this project, this site qualifies for CRA grant and CRA improvement. And we are working with the CRA, and we have actually meeting on the 16th. CRA approves the improvement, one that mentioned the outside painting. So if we paint right now, then we have to repaint because CRA requires a special kind of paint.
How much time do you think you need?
It's 90 days. I think it's enough because CRA takes more time to grant the projects and run the projects. So we need 90 days to to start with the CRA projects, which will cover this one, the painting of this building, which is.
Okay, any objection?
Good morning, Your Honor. Supervisor Bass for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The city has no objection to 91-day extension.
Okay, all right, we'll give you 91 days, but I am entering a finding of fact because these are recurring violations, so you won't be fined today, but if it happens again in the future, you will be fined, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 43. Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 2401-0287, case address 812 Northwest 4th Avenue, numbers 1 and 2. Owner Progresso Village, TH LLC. This is serviced by parents and posted at 1 East Broward, 43024.
Oh, this one, okay.
There's two cases. Okay.
Good morning, Magistrate, City of Fort Lauderdale, Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 2401-0287 for the property located at 812 Northwest 4th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on January 6th and cited by Senior Inspector Bernstein for the following violations. 47-20.20.H. There are parking facilities that are not maintained at this property. The asphalt area needs to be resurfaced. 9-363, failure to register a residential dwelling unit within the city. This is a free application that has not been submitted or is incomplete. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first-class mail on January 6th and allowing 30 days to come into compliance. I have not been in contact with anybody from the property, Your Honor. Special Magistrate request form sent February 3rd of this year, scheduled for today's Special Master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations and have been brought into compliance. The city is requesting the following: 28 days to come into compliance, or a daily fine of $100 for each of the violations that exist. Photos submitted into record for evidence.
Okay, thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Rafi Anak. I'm one of the property owners.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 28 days?
Yes, that's fine. And I just want to say, because I have a violation for 824, which is the house next door. Right, which I'm pretty sure we're in compliance on that one. We've done everything. I thought this was that one, so I never knew I had this violation, so I didn't realize that it was the same thing for the neighboring property.
Right.
So
Well,
we'll take care of it.
Now you know.
Now I know.
All right, 28 days or $100 a day thereafter.
That's fine.
Okay.
Next case, page 45, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 2401-0636, case address 824 Northwest 4th Avenue, owner Progresso Village, TH LLC, personal service on 42224, posted at 1 East Broward, 43024.
Good morning, Special Magistrate, City of Fort Lauderdale, Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 2401-0636 for the property located at 824 Northwest 4th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on January 18th and cited by Senior Inspector Bernstein for the following violations. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the swale. This is a recurring violation referred to case number CE 23080525. This case will be presented to Special Magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether the violation comes prior to compliance to the hearing date. 9-304B, the driveway is not being maintained. There are missing or broken pavers. This is a recurring violation, reference case number CE 23080525. This case will be presented to the Special Magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether the violation complies prior to the hearing date. The exterior building, number 3, 9-306. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the soffit that have stains. This is a recurring violation referring to case number CE 23080525. This case will be presented to Special Magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether the violation complies or not. 9-363 has complied. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property listed on BCPI via first-class mail on January 18th, allowing 15 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property owner. Special magistrate request form sent on February 3rd and scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th. Pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations have not been brought into compliance. The city is seeking the following, Your Honor. For 9-305B, we're seeking 28 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $100 for each of the violations that exist.
Okay, sir. Again, state your name for the record.
Raf Yanak, property partner, owner.
Okay, are you willing to bring the property into compliance within the next 28 days?
So I've spoken to the inspector previously on this lot some months ago. The fascia had some damage that we repaired and painted, so that was complete. From my understanding, he told me that was complete. We had, and you can see some of the pictures are older pictures, there was these red pavers, exterior pavers for parking. He told us to remove those and continue the pebble driveway and cover that, which we did, so that should be in compliance as well. The landlord thing was already done, so I think we're in compliance, all of them except for the grass and the swell in the front. We had tried putting some stuff, but across the street they're doing some FPL work or something, and I had mentioned to him, and they have trucks and cars and city people park on our swell all the time, which obviously I have no issues with, but I told him to give me time for them to finish so that then I can plant some grass, because if not, it's just going to die if the trucks keep going on them. He said that I have to come to a hearing or see what can be done about that.
You're gonna have 28 days, and if you run into a problem, contact the inspector and request.
Are the other things done as compliant? Because I heard that they're not, or they
He'll
are.
come out and re-inspect.
So everything else is in compliance?
Your Honor, everything is in compliance, and it's a finding of fact.
Perfect.
Also, for the overgrowth crash, for the missing ground cover, it is also a finding of fact, but we're giving 28 days as well to come into compliance.
So everything's done except for the swell. Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay. I can within 28 days.
So you understand, because of the recurring nature of these violations, I'm entering a finding of fact. You won't be fined today, but if it happens again, you will be fined.
Good. All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what he said. He said it's all complied.
Our next case, page 55, Inspector Gail Williams. Case number CE 23040096. Case address 1620 Northeast 62nd Street, number 1.
Not in compliance, we're giving 28 days.
Owner Ilona N. Parazelli. This case was first heard 11/14/24 to comply by 11/20/24, 19 and 19/24. One suspension from 2/13/24 to 5/14/24. Two sections not complied at $100 per day. $7,200 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Good morning. Senior Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23040096, address 1620 Northeast 62nd Street. This is a request for an extension from February 23rd, 2024 special magistrate hearing for violations that have not complied. 9-276C3 complied. 9-280B complied, 9-280G complied, 9-304B not complied. Driveway is not being maintained in a smooth, well-graded condition. There are cracks, potholes, and missing asphalt. 9-306 complied, 9-305 not complied. I'm sorry, 9-305B not complied. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-307A complied. 9-363 complied.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Lisette Parazelli.
Okay, looks like you've got a lot of this done. What are you requesting for an extension?
Hoping it's done today, but 30 days, I don't know if there's something, this is my second contractor for the driveway, and he was supposed to have it finished yesterday, and I've been calling him and messaging him, and his truck broke down. and I went to get a third contractor, and then my second contractor said he wouldn't give me my money back.
Okay,
So,
28 days, and we'll suspend the fine during that time.
thank you. So I just call you when it's done? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 58. Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 2305-0926, case address 1612 Southeast 4th Avenue, owner Rafael P. Busto. This case was first heard 9/12/23 to comply by 11/14/23. One suspension from 12/12/23 to 2/13/24 and 2/13/24 to 4/9/24. 3 sections complied at $100 per day, $16,200 accrued. The city is requesting $985.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23050926. The property address is 1612 Southeast 4th Ave. Case was first heard on May 9, 2023, where the magistrate found for the city, giving to November 14, 2023, to comply, or a fine of $100 per day. Property was re-inspected July 23, 2024, and it remained in violation at that time. Case was heard again on February 13, 2024, where the magistrate gave 56 days to April 9, 2024, to come into compliance, or a fine of $100 per day. As of today, all violations are complied because the building was demoed, and we're just requesting for the administrative cost of $985.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
Rafael Busto.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I do have a problem. Somebody has actually placed a pile of big pipes, and the draining pipes or water flow pipe. And I don't know if it's the city who did that or a contractor, but there are 20 of them, and I say interfering with the completion of the smoothing out of the lot where the building was actually demolished. And this was done, without my knowledge or my permission, and I don't know who's done it.
Yeah. I can't help you there, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who put those pipes there.
Sir?
It's like 20 of them.
Sir?
Yes?
Supervisor Amy Brown from the City of Fort Lauderdale, to your left. Hi, I'll get your contact information, and I'll get you in contact with the right person who can help you figure out who put that stuff on the property, okay?
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Our next case, page 55, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 2304-0074, case address 5200 Northeast 19th Avenue, owner Laura F. Roberts. This case was first heard 2/13/24 to comply by 4/9/24. One section complied at $50 per day, $1,650 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount. This is a request for extension.
But it's complied.
Good morning, Special Magistrate, Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23040074, address 5200 Northeast 19th Avenue. This case was first heard on February 13th to comply by April 9th, 2024, for the following violations. At this present time, all violations have complied. The city is requesting administrative costs of $718.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. Lara Roberts.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs of $718?
I appreciate that, and I understand, that you've given me a wonderful amount of time to comply with everything. I did ask for the meeting on April 5th, which was prior to the date of, the 9th, which was the date that it was supposed to be complied with. And there was a lapse of communication with myself and Inspector Williams, and I was not able to get in touch with her, and I was trying to get everything done. And the biggest problem I have is that the person that lives in my house is really part of the nightmare that I'm having. He's bipolar, and I don't know if you ever lived with someone with that condition, but he goes from one extreme to the other. He won't move anything, he won't take care of things, and then, it's either one way, he's belligerent, or then he's completely off the rails the other way. He refuses to comply with anything, me, or the order. So I felt like around the 5th, when I was trying to call, I spoke to I spoke to Crystal, and I requested this meeting with her, and she said the first meeting would be May 15th because of the extenuating circumstances that I had. And Gail, believe me, she has worked amazingly with me over everything.
Good morning, Ms. Roberts.
Good morning.
Good morning. Katrina Johnson, Code Compliance Manager for the City of Fort Lauderdale. We'll waive the fines.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you mean you'll waive
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. I really, truly
Thank you for being
appreciate
diligent
it.
and getting it done.
Yeah, I do appreciate everything you did for me. The extra time, and she's amazing. She's worked very hard. And I want to just let everybody know how much I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 38, Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera presenting case number CE 24020187, case address 2901 Southwest 3rd Street, owner Hazel E. Bryan and Noel Bryan and all others, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case CE 24020187 for property 2901 Southwest 3rd Street. The initial inspection was conducted on 2/8/24 and the following violations were observed. 9-280H1 complied. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts including fascia, soffits are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing and peeling paint. 9-304B, the gravel or paved driveway is not well graded or dust-free. 47-2116 complied. 9-278E complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/13/24, and the violations for 9-306 and 9-304B remain as per the photos depict. At this time, City is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or face fines of $50 per day thereafter.
Good morning, sir. Please state your name for the record.
Noel Bryan.
Okay, Mr. Bryan, it looks like you made a start on this. Can you bring the property into compliance within the next 28 days?
We would love to bring it into compliance right now, but it seems like we're moving really slow, but we're doing as much as we can.
Okay.
With the problem is the funds, so I'm in the process of working on a HELOC with Bank of America.
Okay.
Should that come through, we should be able to do that pretty quick. We did find a painter that told us $1,100 just for the soffit and the fascia. We found another painter who took pictures of the whole house because rather than pay that just for the roof, so he took pictures and everything, and I said we'd need an estimate, and haven't heard from him back, and have called a few times. For the driveway, I haven't done anything with the driveway yet, because the people we found said they work on concrete, they work on asphalt, and I didn't want to just patch it and then have to deal with the same situation again. So we were hoping this loan would come through. The house, we've painted the house twice already, and that's one of the reasons why it's peeling off, because the initial paint is not holding. So we would love to do it right. So we'd have to have them spray off the whole, paint and everything. So, and I don't know if one of the trees, we did remove one of the pine trees. And I'm still paying for that. I have 4 more payments for it. I found somebody who would work with me on doing that and ground the stump out as well. There's a second pine tree that we have not removed. We did trim off some of the branches, just mainly out of the kindness of our heart, even though it cost me $500, because that tree's in the easement between my neighbor and myself. And FPNL and AT&T, I don't know if you've ever tried getting a hold of them to do something they don't wish to do. So before I committed to move that tree at $3,000, it would be a shame to do that and not have that money to commit toward the painting or the driveway. And that's the reason why we haven't touched that tree yet. But we're trying. We're trying. And as much time as you could feasibly give us. The main thing is it's known. I never knew it would take that long for a HELOC to work its way through to even know if you're going to get it. So that's what we're working on right now.
So are you asking me for more than 28 days? Or
if possible. If possible.
All right. I'll give you 56 days or $50 a day thereafter.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We appreciate that. And I must say something else as well before I go. Because we're quick to complain, we humans, about when things go wrong, but we're slow to say when things go right. I have to commend the inspector, Rachel Moore. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I can say nothing about her.
Yeah.
She's an awesome lady. She gave us as much information as we could to try and get things right, or where we could go. We couldn't get help from the city.
Well, we appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, but
yeah.
She commends. So let her know.
She is.
Please.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Our next case, page 22, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 24020106, case address 3001 Northwest 24th Court, owner Hyacinth and Tremond Tolles, posted at property 41524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Proto, City of Fort Lauderdale. For the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 24010820, case address 1840 Northwest 27th Avenue. The property was first inspected on 1/23/24 and the following violations were observed. 9-304B, the paved driveway is in disrepair. The driveway has cracks and potholes and needs to be repaired and resurfaced.
Don't have that on my...
What case?
Page 22.
3001.
3001 Northwest 24th Court.
1 minute.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 24020106, case address 300 Northwest 24th Court. The property was first inspected on 2/4/24 and the following violations were observed. Nine -304 has complied. 18-4C has complied. 9-308B, there's an old tarp with small pieces of sandbags that need to be removed. They are not an element which is permanent to the roof. An inspection report was posted on 2/4/24, and I re-inspected the property on 2/20/24. A notice of hearing was posted on 4/15/24. As of pre-hearing inspection on 5/12/24, the violation remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 28 days or $50 a day for each violation, for that violation.
Okay, please state your name for the record. Yeah,
Tremond Tolles.
All right. Looks like you made a start at this. Are you in agreement to bring the roof into compliance within 28 days?
No, so I'm going through the insurance company with court, and I have a printout. I have a deposition October 31st, 2024 to take care of the roof, to get the insurance to pay for it.
You have what?
A deposition.
Deposition?
Yes.
Was scheduled in October?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the Circuit Court of 17th Judicial Circuit in Broward County.
Let me see that.
And the representation sent that to me to my email, so I just printed it from my email.
Jeez, that's citizens. They've got a lot of stuff backed up. All right. What do we want to do here?
If we're confirming that it's not until October, that would take us to 147 days in order to reappear.
Okay. All right. No, 147 days from now. Would be October 8th. And when is
What
your
was the
deadline?
date of your deposition, sir?
The 31st, October 31st.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so. No, I agree.
74 days. So we'll withdraw, and we'll put a note in the case, and we'll bring it back after.
Okay, all right, so.
174 days, you said.
174 days?
Yes.
All right.
What's the fine, just in case?
Or $50 a day thereafter. All right, I'm going to give you a 174-day extension or $50 a day thereafter, but understand the fact that they take your deposition doesn't mean that Citizen's going to write you a check right there.
Yeah, I
you know what
understand.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So you really need to stay on top of this, and if you're running up to the deadline, then make sure you at least request an extension to give us an update.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to give you, when is it?
November 12th.
All right, I'm going to give you an order to reappear on my November 12th docket. Okay?
All right. And
You'll get an order in the mail.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Our next case, page 14. Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 2402-0548, case address 1545 Northeast 2nd Avenue. Owner Robert L. Corfage, R. Corfage, 2023 Trust, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 2402-0548, reference to the property 1545 Northeast 2nd Avenue. This property was cited on February 23, 2024 for the following violations. 9-305A has been complied. 9-280(H)(1), the wood fence at this property is in disrepair and it is not being maintained as required. Areas of the wood fence were observed rotted, broken, and missing support. Section 25-7(A) has complied. A reinspection of the property was performed on May 11, 2024 and found that the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 35 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
Robert Corvidge.
Okay. And are you in agreement to, I guess you made a good attempt, but we still have the fence left.
Correct. And I'd like an extension, if I could. Whoever put that fence up the first time did not meet code compliance. And on the other side of the fence were several clusters of palm trees that were planted when I had bought the property. So in order to meet code, I had to remove several clusters of mature palm trees in order to have room to move the fence in for compliance. And I have last week signed a contract with Home Depot. I have it on my phone if you'd like to see it. And so I'm just at the mercy of Home Depot, however long it takes them to. I'm going to have the fence replaced, not repaired, completely replaced.
Okay, so how much time are you asking for?
At least 60 days?
All right, I'll give you 56 days or a fine of $100 a day. But if you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector and request an extension.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case, page 27, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 2403-0921, case address 2400 Middle River Drive, owner Nona M. Rauch, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 24030921, address 20.
That's our house with this first picture for him.
Correct. That's a wrong picture. You're correct.
Thank you.
That's our house.
That's our house.
Yes, that's your house.
Before, yeah.
Thank you.
My dad.
I don't know. That got mixed. I don't know how they got mixed up.
That's not it. No.
Yeah, Middle River.
It's not us.
I can show you pictures I took this morning. That's not our house. Yeah, please. No.
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 That one. Yes, stop right there. Address is 2400 Middle River Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
This case was first cited on March 28, 2024 for the following violations. 47-34.1.8.1 complied. 18-4C complied. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. This is a reoccurring violation that was previously cited under case CE 22090468. Due to the reoccurring nature of this violation, this case will be presented to Special Magistrate whether the property comes into compliance before the hearing or not. 9-304B, there are vehicles parked on the grass area of the property. The driveway of the property was observed in disrepair. There are areas of driveway that are observed cracked, uneven surface, and stained. This is a recurring violation. This was previously cited under the case CE 22090468. Due to the reoccurring nature of this violation, this case will be presented to Special Magistrate whether the property comes into compliance before the hearing or not. 9-308B, comply. The pre-hearing inspection conducted on May 12, 2024 found the following violations remain. 9-305B, 9-304B as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 56 days for 9-304B and 9-304B to comply, or a daily fine of $50 per day per violation thereafter.
I don't understand. Okay, so let me just make sure. The first two have complied. The last three are not.
The first two is complied, the 4734.18.1, 18-4C comply. What's not complied is the 9-305B, 9-304B, and 9-308B is complied.
Okay.
Which ones aren't, if you don't mind?
Okay, the two that are left that are not in compliance are the landscape violation and
the driveway.
Vehicles parked on the grass area?
No.
Well, it's,
Okay, all right, okay. All right, yeah, I believe you, but she's got to come out and do her inspection, okay? So,
We've been in contact, and I gave her my phone number.
yeah, it looks like you're being diligent about this. She's asked for 56 days or a fine of $50 a day. That will give you plenty of time.
And what am I supposed to?
Okay, if it's all done, then just make an appointment for her to come out and see it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, and that,
Sir, for the record, sure, for the record, sir, could you just state your name, please?
Robert Val.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
This is my mother, no, it's under her name, but I'm the one.
Yeah.
No problem. Welcome. Okay.
Well,
All right. So I appreciate all the work you did, and she'll be out and inspect, and we'll wrap it up, and you won't have to come back.
Anybody want to see these or no?
No, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, I can see them.
You can ride by it.
Yeah, she just has to go out in person.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
we've had our roof professionally cleaned. We patched our driveway. We seeded our lawn. We fixed our sprinkler system. We painted our awnings in our house. And,
Very good.
and our
Very good.
yard is cut every 2 weeks professionally. So,
Okay.
so
Thank
we're-
you very much.
We're trying. Thank you.
So you'll be in contact with me? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case, page 21, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 23060078. Case address 3091 Northwest 19th Street, owner 3091 19th Street LLC, posted at property 41524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 23060078, case address 3090 Northwest 19th Street. The property was inspected on 6/4/23 and the following violations were observed. 47-20.20H. The parking facilities are not maintained at this property. There are oil stains, cracks, potholes. The parking lot needs to be cleaned, resurfaced, and restriped. 9-305B, the landscape on the property is not being well maintained. In a neat kept appearance, there are areas of missing ground cover. The violation above, recurring violation, this is a recurring violation and refer to case number CE 20120549. This case will be presented and referred before the special magistrate, whether it comes into compliance or not prior to the hearing. The second one, 9-305B, also is a recurring violation, referred to case number CE 20110321. This case will be referred to and go to special magistrate, whether it comes to compliance or not prior to the hearing. 18-1, there's a violation on this property creating a public nuisance. It is not being maintained in such a manner. The property will be reasonably infested by rodents, vermin, and wild animals, and may flourish breeding place for mosquitoes. It threatens and endangers the public and health and safety and welfare, and will affect and impair the economical welfare of the adjacent properties. There are old tires being stored outside of the property. An inspection report was posted on 6/4/23. I re-inspected the property on 7/9/23 and the violations remained. A notice of hearing was posted on 4/15/24. As of pre-hearing inspection on 5/12/24, the violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 28 days or $100 a day thereafter for each violation.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Kenneth Merrily. I'm the attorney for the... please state your name. Your name. What is your name?
Capital Muslim.
I don't understand how there's still violations. I can show you live stream video right now that shows that the property is not... First off, what is being said, there is vegetation, as you can see. I don't see how that's an issue with the parking lot, this picture. That is an area that's been remedied. It's been mulched. We can show you live stream video of the
Are
condition
those
of...
tires gone?
Those tires are gone, and what happens is those tires are put outside. They're picked up 3 times a week and removed because this is a tire store, and the old tires are put out. So it just so happens when she comes, the tires are there. But there's not an ongoing storage of tires, and I don't know how you can stretch vermin, mosquitoes, rats, wildlife from any of these photos. The fact that there's tires there doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have all these other problems. I would agree if water rested in the tires, you could have mosquitoes, but these tires are removed 3 times a week, so there isn't an ongoing problem with tires. And again, I can show you the live streaming of the property today as it's going on now.
Okay. Well, she's going to have to go out and re-inspect, and if she does, and everything's as you say it is, then she can comply the property.
The other issue is we're looking at a citation that she referenced in her complaint, which is which is from 2020. It's a 4-year-old violation, so I don't see how, and according to the records, that was closed. So I don't see how that has anything to do with this.
What it has to do with is that this is a recurring violation. And that's the prior case. And so what happens now, as I enter a finding of fact that the violation in fact did exist, there's no fine involved today, but if it happens again, there'll be a fine.
Well, there'd be another violation, and we would have an opportunity to come before.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll have an opportunity.
Why do you disagree?
In the repeat violations, fines begin the day that the code officer notices the violation exists. So yes, you would have a chance to come before the magistrate, but it would be for imposition of fines, not for rectifying the issue, because it is currently recurring, and now it's a repeat violation.
It is not recurring because, as we can show you now, this condition doesn't exist now. It's been remedied.
But
so,
it existed.
It existed.
Well, I disagree that it existed. She found tires that are removed.
I'm making a finding of fact that it exists.
Okay,
it existed.
but
yes, it existed.
Okay.
Okay, so if it's no longer there, then we can comply it and we can move on. But the fact that it's a recurring violation has certain consequences attached to it. So, all right, 28 days or $100 a day thereafter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 40. Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 23090187, case address 2300 Southwest 19th Avenue, owner JCSFL Properties LLC, posted at property 41724, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23090187. The address is 2300 Southwest 19th Avenue. Inspector Murray inspected this property on September 10th, 2023, and cited for the following violations. 1812A, which is complied now, but this is a recurring violation of case CE 21060464. This case will be presented to the magistrate for a finding of fact, whether or not it came into compliance or not. Code section 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well appearance. There are piles of fill material and areas of dead or missing ground cover. This is also a recurring violation of case CE 21060464. The case will be presented to the magistrate for a finding of fact whether or not the violation comes into compliance. Code section 9-304B is complied. 9-306 is complied, but this is also a recurring violation of case CE 20030071. The case will be presented to the magistrate for a finding of fact. The property was also cited for 9307A, which is complied, 9-308, which is complied. Inspection report was posted on the property September 10th, 2023, and a copy was mailed to the owner. Re-inspected the property October 18th, 2023, posted the property April 17th, 2024. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted May 12th, 2024, and found the violation is not complied. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or $100 thereafter.
Okay, and that's for 9-305B, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And it's only pertaining to the missing side.
The missing sod,
Yeah,
okay.
they did put a lot of sod down,
Right.
but there's still some areas. And the respondent is here, he would like to explain why.
Okay.
Hello, my name's Jean-Claude Canton. I have pictures of your underground company, Rickman. They use my property as a boneyard to park all their stuff. I have pictures of it. The deal was, they said they have nowhere to put their stuff, so they said, we'll put our stuff there, and then at the end we'll grade it and we'll resod it, and they did nothing. So I called Risk Management, I think it was, and because there was pallets, there was the green fences, there was junk everywhere. So they did some of it. They were supposed to knock down the dirt. They didn't knock down the dirt. I did it with my machine that's there. And then I've never went through this before, so I didn't want to get in a big argument. So I put 18 pallets of sod, but still all the swales, they park there every day. They park in my parking lot. They leave their equipment on my property. So, I mean, the trash here, I learned that the grappler doesn't want to reach inside, so now we move it. But there was a broken window. I fixed it. And I went through this with Inspector Murray.
Correct.
And he understood what the problem was because he saw the mess. So I put the 18 pallets aside. There's a little bit left to do, but it's like where they put their stuff, I think they could at least do the swales. They should.
You would think.
Yeah, and I was putting grass and they pulled on it again. I'm like, what are you guys doing? So I can show you the picture if you want. There's equipment and they put all of their concrete structures all over the property. There was grass before, it was weeds, but at least I wasn't getting fined,
So have you continued to communicate with Risk Management, because Rickman does have the contractual obligation to restore your property?
Really?
Because I do those contracts, yes.
Oh, okay. No, I have not done it again. They took out, some of the stuff, but there were still pallets. Now there's pallets for me, but there's still like 10 pallets there like a month ago from them.
I would just encourage you to reach out again to Risk, keep the receipts, submit those to Risk, because again, Rickman does have the legal obligation to make you whole.
And then send them pictures and all that?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So I put 3 pallets of sod down last night. It came up to the driveway, but they still have that whole swale, so you can check it out, and the rest should be.
Okay, so
I'll send Risk an email saying that you're going to reach out to them, okay?
And maybe you have the newest, greatest email. I don't know where.
Oh.
For Risk?
Yes.
I don't remember who I talked to the first time, but.
You speak to Guy Hine, or he's the director of Risk. He's the risk manager.
I don't remember who I talked to.
Matt.
It was back with Murray, so it was in 2023, and Murray said just send it to them and hold off on doing anything, but then new people.
Right. I would just reach out to Guy Hine. You want to write his name? It's G-U-Y. Hine.
G-Y?
G-U-Y.
Oh, G-Y.
Hine, H-I-N-E. And then it's the same email address as everyone else, at FortLauderdale.gov.
I'll do it today.
Yep.
And do we want to do a recurring violation on this? Because
Yeah, not from, yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, so I'm going to deny the finding of fact, and I'm going to give you 28 days to get this last bit of sod in there, and then hopefully Risk Management will help you be paid back.
Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Our next case, page 51, Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 24030848, case address 101 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, CU6, owner Los Olas Beach Club condo. This case was cited 32324 to comply by 32324. One section complied at $250. $250 accrued. City is requesting the full amount. Appeal deadline for 8/24. The citation appeal was received.
Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 240-30848. Property address 101 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Establishment Cafe Del Mar. This property was first inspected on March 23rd, 2024, following a neighbor complaint about loud music at Cafe Del Mar, and the following violations were observed. Section 17-6 says noise in excess of the permissible sound limits of 65 dBA, 24 hours. The city is seeking a one-time fine. This concludes my testimony.
Hello.
Oh, is video, I don't know if we have the sound, but I could play a little.
Okay, all right. Please state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Black. I'm an attorney for the tenant, which is Cafe Del Mar, who's not the owner of the building, they're a tenant. And I'm with the general manager, who's been very involved with the various ordinances, and we obviously take this process very seriously. One of the issues we have is exactly one resident that has been repeatedly complaining against this restaurant for over a year, right? 3 years. Last year, I understand he's called in and complained 700 different times about noise violations. We were able to get phone records. We've learned that perhaps the city has recently changed where you're allowed to test for sound. It used to be within the premises, I think meant in the actual apartment, and now they're testing on the balcony. Our problem is he's tested it when there's no music, after the music shuts down at 10 a.m. It's a nice establishment. It's just normally acoustic music that they're playing on the beach in a very heavily trafficked section of beachfront property. And even when he's testing, and when I say he, I'm speaking about Mr. Costa, who's standing beside me, he has his own little sound thing. It's not a city one. It's showing that it's over because of just how loud that area is generally with the cars and the neighboring music, which, you know, we like all our neighbors, but we feel like we're one of the nicest restaurants on this strip. So we're at a loss as to how to deal with this, because we're not, you know, there hasn't been a sudden increase in noise. This has been the exact same restaurant that's been there since they've owned it, which I think has been over 3 years now. So that's where we're at in this process, and that's why we're here today.
Okay. Anything else from the city? Okay. Well, you know, I sympathize with your predicament, but, you know, I have to go by the readings. Hearing it for myself, it appears in this instance, for this violation, it was coming from the restaurant. So I'm going to impose the $250 fine and decline the appeal.
There's another case incident too that we're here on.
I'll read that one in. The next case, also page 51, Inspector Dominic Burge, case number CE 240400815, case address 101 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, common area. Owner Las Olas Beach Club Condo Association. This case was cited 42524 to comply by 42524. One section complied at $500. $500 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount. Appeal deadline was 5/10/24, and the citation appeal was received.
Can I get some volume?
Inspector Dominic Burge, number 337, presenting case number CE 240400815 for 101 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard on behalf of the city. This property was first inspected on May 11th of 2024 following a neighbor complaint about loud music at Cafe Del Mar, and the following violations were observed. 17-6, there is a noise in excess of the permissible sound level limits of 65 dBA 24 hours. We're issuing an immediate fine of $500. At 21:23 hours, I arrived at 101 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, responding to Q Alert number 164-80160 regarding loud music at Cafe Del Mar. Upon investigation, Inspector Kroc and myself met with David, the complainant, who gave us access to the interior of his unit, number 210, to observe the violation. At this time, we did hear amplified sound emitting from Cafe Del Mar, so I took 3 decibel readings for 30 seconds each from the balcony of unit 210. The maximum readings were 78 dBA, 70 dBA, and 72 dBA, which exceeded the allowed levels of 65 dBA when outdoor measurements are taken on or within the real property line of the complainant. I issued a citation and posted the citation to the property.
Can I get some sound here?
Yeah, I have the videos with sound.
That's good. Please state your name for the record again.
Kelsey Black, I'm an attorney on behalf of Cafe Del Mar, and I'm with Mr. Costa, who is the general manager at Cafe Del Mar. And as I said on the last violation that we talked about, I can just incorporate what I said as purposes of why we're here for the appeal. The one thing I did want to add is that there are a lot of other tenants in the building that are aware of the situation and have been very supportive of Cafe Del Mar, and saying that not only has, when they took over, it used to be H2O Beach Cafe, that they've changed this restaurant to an upscale, nice beach restaurant with this lovely live music and ambience, and that it's increased all of their property values. So we are, taking the position that if we have one person that is repeatedly complaining to the point that we feel it's harassing. We understand that the noise ordinance is 65 decibels, but we also, have asked the city if they could come and check it without the music on after 10 p.m. at night to see that the noise level doesn't really change at that area, not because of our restaurant, but because of all the street traffic and neighboring noises next door. So that's what I wanted to say.
All right, for purposes of this particular time, the readings are what they are, so I have to impose the fine and deny the appeal. But I'm sure the inspector, if you ask him nicely, will come out, maybe check that out for you to try to, remedy the situation going forward.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 19. Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 23110730, case address 2134 Northwest 4th Street, owner Christina Ann and Gregory Bynes, posted at property 42924, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case CE 23110730. The address is 2134 Northwest 4th Street. This property was inspected on 11/29/23, and the following violations were observed. 9304B, there are vehicles, trailers parked on the grass lawn area. The driveway and the approach are not properly maintained, and there are areas of missing gravel and weeds growing through the existing gravel. The driveway approach is worn and unlevel. 9305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat, well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9306 is complied. 4734-4B1 is complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/8/24, and the property remained in violation. The city is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 a day for each violation.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. I'm Gregory Bynes, Jr.
Okay. Mr. Bynes, are you willing to bring the remainder of the property into compliance within the next 28 days?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 36. Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera, presenting case number CE 2403-0775, case address 3173 Auburn Boulevard, owner Melrose Place Condominium Association, Inc., personal service on 4/22/24, posted at 1 East Broward 4/30/24.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case CE 2403-0775 for 3173 Auburn Boulevard. The initial inspection was conducted on 3/21/24 and the following violations were observed. 1812A, there is trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and or its swale. Garbage bags filled with trash and trash in general is riddled throughout the property swale, to include behind the tree and plants in the swale. This is a recurring violation per CE 23110183 and will be presented to the special magistrate whether compliance is met or not. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/13/24 and the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or face fines of $250 per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. Leon Roy Hausman.
Okay, are you willing to bring the property into compliance within the next 10 days?
Of course, but may I explain? So as you can see the pictures, that's Florida Avenue. That's a public road. It's a public road. I understand by the code, the swell belongs to our property. I understand that. But this is not my tenants. This is none of the people. This is the public doing this. So we have a very difficult situation, ma'am, that we've been trying to deal. I send my maintenance people every day, but you can imagine the effort and craziness that is for us to address the situation that is happening. We have a lot of homeless in our property, a lot of them. We've been reaching to the police. I'm sending my people. I have videos that I sent to Inspector Moore. I hope she's doing well. I didn't know she was on maternity leave. But I'm sending all these pictures of my people going every day and being in danger, talking to the people that are there on the streets and telling them, please, you need to be out, you need to be out. We need help. Because if it were my property, if it were inside my property, I understand I'm completely, responsible. But how can I be the police of the street? I rely on the government authorities to put order. This is the street. I understand it's my swell, but I'm going every day with my maintenance people and picking up trash. And I have videos that I sent to Ms. Moore. I have my computer. I know I cannot, present them now, but I don't know what to do. I really don't. It's not like...
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a lot of people that come before me, and you are correct that the code requires property owner to maintain the swale as well, even though you don't own it. Now, we could agree or disagree with that, but that's what the code says. And, unfortunately, it becomes the property owner's responsibility whether or not it's your fault that it's there. And so, I have no,
but okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand the law, but in this case in particular, I've been here 2 hours listening to everything, and you have to pay. It's not my case. Mm-hmm. I cannot be the police for the roads. This is a public road.
Yeah, but I can't change the code.
But what do I do? Then can I talk to the police? Can I have an
investigation? You can call the police if people are dumping illegally on the swale. Yes, you can.
And I have videos of the police officers, and there's nothing happening. We are the one that have to pick up the homeless people from the swell that bring like carts and this and that, and the police is just watching.
But you understand, I don't have any authority over the homeless. I have authority over code violations, and that's it. This is not the forum to complain about the homeless. And so,
But ma'am, what do I do?
Well, I can't give you legal advice. That's not my
I
responsibility.
put like guards, I bring the army.
Well, sir,
I really don't know what to do. I'm
well,
very
I
frustrated.
appreciate that, but I'm trying to tell you, I'm only limited in what I can give, what kind of help I can give you.
But
I
this
am
is gonna
only
be-
limited in one thing, code enforcement. You know, I'm appointed by the city commission to do code enforcement. I am not appointed by the city to police the homeless. I can't, I would be exceeding my authority, and she would bring it up on appeal, and I'd get reversed.
I understand, ma'am. It's easy to say, but my question is, can I get some help? Can somebody put me with somebody at the police department that handles these kind of situations?
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
All right. I have no knowledge of it.
Nobody has a contact?
Supervisor Bass for the city of Fort Lauderdale. Marco, you can make, please be sure to give him Detective Levine's phone number for illegal dumping. We do have officer that can assist you with illegal dumping.
Yeah, they can
the
patrol
property is
more.
illegally dumped. He'll come out and do an investigation. And for the record, since this has been recorded, I just want to make sure I reiterate that the inspector is not out on maternity leave. So I just want to clarify that since that's on the record.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So what I'm trying to say, we're going every day. So compliant,
All right.
yes.
Okay.
But
You've told me all this, sir.
why are you frustrated with me?
I'm frustrated with you because you're telling me the same things over and over again, and I have explained to you that there's nothing I can do except enforce the code. So I gave you 10 days to bring the property into compliance or face the fine. She is going to help you to get to the right person to report the illegal dumping. That's all we can do for you today.
So I come
All
every
right,
day.
Enough. Your hearing's over.
Our next case, page 32, Inspector Diego Santos, case number CE 23110485, case address 1661 Southwest 27th Avenue, owner Claire C. Will, posted at property 42424, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Special Magistrate. Inspector Diego Santos represents the city of Fort Lauderdale. The case address as read. This case was firstly opened by Inspector Berenstein Sandberg on November 18, 2023, and the following violations were observed. 9-305B, that was withdrawal. 18-1 complied. 47-34-1A1 complied. 24-27B complied. 47-2116A, removals of a tree. There's a dead tree on this property. 9-308B, there is debris, trash, and other elements which is not permanent on the roof. 9-306, exterior maintenance. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia, softs, and balconies, are in disrepair. There are other areas of the exterior that have stains and missing peeling paint. 9-280H1, that was complied. 47-2111A, the landscape maintenance. There is overgrown trees and plants at this property. And 18-12A, that was complied. The city is requesting the following: 28 days for the property owner to come to compliance for violations 47-2116A, 9-308B, 9-306, and 47-2111A, or $50 per violation thereafter.
I'm sorry, how much fine are you recommending?
$50 per day per violation thereafter.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Claire Coven Will, I'm the owner.
Okay, Ms. Will, are you willing to bring the remaining violations into compliance within 28 days?
I filed a motion for extension of time, but it had to be snail mailed because I did not have.
How much time do you need?
It's a financial problem, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I'm a widow, a recent widow, and I need at least 90 days to try and get the money together. Also, the landscaping was trimmed by a landscape architect back in February, in March, so I don't understand why that is still there. As far as I'm aware, the only two major things are the tree and the painting. The debris occurred when we had all that heavy rain, and the insurance company came out and put a tarp on the roof. We have a large mango tree. We are in mango season now. They drop the fruits. Squirrels get up there, iguanas get up there, and they eat it, and they leave the debris. So this is the problem. I'm going to see if my son can go up there and sweep the debris off. But the major things are the painting and the dead tree. And that requires money, and I do not have it at this point. I'm asking for 90 days, Your Honor.
I'll give you 56 days or $50 a day thereafter. If you run into a problem, talk to the inspector, but maybe you two ought to have a word because she doesn't seem to be understanding what else that is still in violation. So,
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So he'll meet you in the back, and he'll talk to you and help you work your way through this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case, page 11, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 2401-0509, case address 1038 Northwest 7th Avenue, owner North Bimini LLC, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024. He left. Our next case, page 44. Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 2401-0652, case address 838 Northwest 4th Avenue, owner Biogenesis Development and Growth Economic Cohort LLC, posted at property 41624, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Special Magistrate, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 2401-0652 for the property located at 838 Northwest 4th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on January 18th and cited for the following violation. 47-2013 G1, there's asphalt placed in front of the area of the property, swell right away without first obtaining required permits from the city. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first class mail on January 18th, allowing 30 days to come into compliance. I have not had any contact with anybody from the property. Special Magistrate request form sent on March 26th. Scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations still exist. The city's requesting 28 days to come into compliance, for a daily fine of $100 for the violation that exists. Photos submitted into record for evidence.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roderick Harvey.
Okay, are you willing to bring the property into compliance within 28 days?
A couple things. We request a 60-day extension, and we just got a photo of the violation. I didn't have a name of anybody last week on Wednesday or Thursday. So we would like to see the underlying paperwork of what needs to be done, and we're asking for 60 days, as I have no idea. I also want to add there was another violation regarding signing up for the residential program. We did that. I called. I was not able to find out if that was cleared, so I'm hoping that was cleared.
It's not in front of me, so I assume it's not an issue for today.
I'm hoping not. But we're asking for 60 days, please. Okay. And also the underlying paperwork so we can know what needs to be done or should be done.
And sir, your relation to the property? Are you-
I'm a part of the ownership group.
LLC? Thank you.
Okay. Can you explain to him what he needs to do?
Yes, Your Honor, I can explain to him very thoroughly after, and he can go back in the back and I can explain to him, yes.
Okay.
I also will need his information contact. As I said, I've never had any contact with anybody in the property.
All
That's
right.
consistent. Yeah, we didn't get a picture till last week, Wednesday or Thursday. So, thank you.
Okay, do you think 28 days is enough? Is 56? He's
We
in-
we can provide 56 days.
days?
Yes,
Okay.
if that's okay.
All right, I'll
Yes,
give you 56 days or $100 a day thereafter, and he'll meet you and explain to you everything you have to do.
Thank you for your leniency.
All right, thank you.
Next case, page 42, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 24010050, case address 900 North Flagler Drive, owner AP Flagler Hive LLC, posted at property 5124, posted at 1 East Broward 43024. (0050).
Good morning, Special Magistrate. City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Inspector presenting case number CE 24010050 for the property located at 900 North Flagler Drive. Inspection of the property was performed on January 2nd and cited for the following violation: 47-2413 G1. The swell right-of-way area around the property has been altered without first obtaining the proper permits from the City of Fort Lauderdale. The living ground cover around the property has been replaced with artificial turf. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPI via first-class mail on January 2nd, allowing 30 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property management throughout the entire time. Special magistrate request form sent on February 5th and scheduled for today's special master hearing. Pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations still exist. The city is requesting 91 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $100 for each of the violations that exist. Photos submitted into record for evidence. 91 days, Your Honor, is because it will take some time to get in front of zoning and planning and all that. Yes.
Okay, all right. Please state your name for the record.
Hi, Chris Gallego.
Okay, are you in agreement with the
I am.
91 days? Okay, good. All right. 91 days or $100 a day thereafter. Next one.
Next case, page 43, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 24010094, case address 900 North Flagler Drive, owner AP Flagler Hive LLC, posted at property 5124, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Your Honor. City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Inspector presenting case number CE 24010094 for the property located at 900 North Flagler Drive. Inspection of the property was performed on January 3rd and cited for the following violations: 47-1995A. There are items placed on the property outside of the building, restaurant, establishment, including but not limited to chairs, tables, umbrellas, and planters used as outdoor dining. These items are placed in and around the parking lot area of the property. These businesses have not obtained the necessary permits approval from the city. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first-class mail on January 3rd, allowing 15 days to come into compliance. Contact has been established with the property owner or the management throughout this time. Special magistrate request was sent on February 1st and scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the following violation. The violation itself has not been brought into compliance, and there's more violations now. The city is requesting the following: 28 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $100 for the violation that exists, and photos submitted into record for evidence.
Okay, again, state your name for the record.
Chris Gallego.
Okay, Mr. Geller, your agreement with?
I am.
28 days. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case, page 51, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 24040235, case address 2189 Northeast 61st Court, owner Carlos E. Carranza and Consuelo Salcedo, This case was cited 4624 to comply by 4624. One section complied at $400, $400 accrued. City is requesting the full amount. Appeal deadline was 4/21/24. A citation appeal was received.
Inspector Robert Clark presenting on behalf of the city, case number CE 24040235. Case address is 2189 Northeast 61st Court. Owner are Carranza Carlos Sr. and Salicido Consuelo. I visited this property first on 4/6/24. Following a neighbor complained about loud music, and the following violations were observed. Violation 15-2781E. There is a Chapter 15, Article 10, Vacation Rental Standard Parking violation. This is a repeat violation of case CE 24010877. Second violation was observed of 15-2785A of noise emanating from vacation rental property, which is outside the permissible limits. We are withdrawing that.
Do we have pictures?
There should be pictures. That is the possible noise violation video, but you won't be able to clearly hear it.
Okay. Doesn't look like noise is in front of me today.
Correct. That's withdrawn, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, please state your name for the record.
My name is Matt Roque. I'm property manager.
Okay, and what do you want to tell me in support of your appeal?
So those were the homeowners that were at the property, and it's not normally a violation for homeowners to park on the street. They rent their house out when they're not using it, and so it is licensed as a vacation rental. They weren't aware when they were just having a couple family members over, and as soon as the neighbor called, we had the cars removed immediately, as he'll attest to that. And it's the same neighbor who is calling and at borderline harassment at this point over minor issues. So he just saw cars there and thought it was a vacation rental, and he called in a complaint. But it's something we're compliant with and don't have issues over and over again.
Okay. I guess I've never heard this before. It wasn't being used as a vacation rental at the time of the park.
So yes, they came outside and produced a ID with the correct address and name of the one of the owners. Of course, they did provide that. But since it is a registered vacation rental, the parking standards still apply, and so do the noise. Just because the owners are using it, it still applies as a vacation rental.
Is that right?
And it's confusing because people park along that street at all times of the day. When I'm coming to inspect the property, there's cars parked everywhere. And even sometimes when I come to inspect the property, there's cars that aren't related to our house when it's vacant, parked in front of our house because they know it's vacant. So it's not always our cars or anyone related to the property because public parking is allowed on the public street.
Okay. Do you want to weigh in?
This is also a repeat case for the parking violation.
Yeah, that's what concerns me.
And also, if you look at the picture there, it's also blocking the crosswalk, one of the vehicles.
Yeah.
So, since you asked, Your Honor, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. The inspector obviously is correct in that it is registered as a vacation rental, and the parking standards are such that the photos presented do evidence violation of the code for a vacation rental. On the other hand, as the inspector has testified and as the appellant has indicated, the property owner was present and presented himself.
They were both there, but the female owner was the ID.
Okay, presented herself, which would evidence that it was being used as on behalf of the owner, in which case the section 15-2781E would not be applicable.
And for the repeat offense, it was also a long-term rental. Still, it was licensed as a
I'm going to
vacation
give you a
rental.
benefit of the doubt on this one and grant your appeal.
Thank you.
All right.
Our next case, page 15, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 24020373, case address 730 Northwest 19th Street, owner Ellie Lee St. Fleur and Hudson Robillard, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 24020373, reference to the property 730 Northwest 19th Street. This property was initially cited on February 14, 2024 for the following violations. 47-18.47A. This property has been identified as a community residence. This property is not registered with the Planning and Zoning Division of the city as required, nor has obtained a state certification. 47-20.20H, the parking area at this RDS 15 zone multifamily property is not being maintained. There are areas of the parking facility that were observed covered in a non-dustless surface, uneven, and covered in weeds. 9-306 has complied. 9-305B, the landscape at the property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance, so there are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 18-12A, 47-34.1.8.1, 9-280H, parentheses 1, and 9-313, parentheses A, has complied. 9-363, failure to register the residential dwelling within the city. The free application has not been submitted or is incomplete. A reinspection of the property was performed on May 11, 2024, and found that the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. The city is requesting 35 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day per violation thereafter.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
My name is Hudson Robillard.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the rest of the property into compliance within the next 35 days?
There are a few things I want to ask and understand first, because the driveway for that property has been there like that for like 10, 15, 20 years. I just don't understand why now it's an issue.
You got lucky before. I mean, you know, the question is it a violation when they go out there and inspect? And if it is...
So, because the front, usually they have the gravels and stuff, and I asked the inspector, can we just put it back with the gravel to where it's at? And he's saying no. And that's how the property's been for the last 20 years. And what makes a difference right now?
Wait 1 second. Let him tell you what your options are.
So, Your Honor, in reference to his question, as per section 47-20.13F of the City of Fort Lauderdale's Unified Land Development Regulations, it does not permit for gravel to be used in multifamily zone properties. It's got to be asphalt or grass and pavers. So therefore, because the property needs to do repairs to the area, they need to bring it up to code. They cannot bring it back to what it was before.
Grass? That means the front can be grass? Is that what you're saying?
It's got to be grass and pavers, and that's
so
what the
that's the other
ordinance
issue
states.
with the pavers. Because if you look the next neighbor next door and the other door, who's responsible to do the pavers?
The property owner is always responsible to...
The walkway for the pavers? Is that me or is it the city?
I thought we were speaking about the driveway.
Yeah, but the driveway, he wants it extended all the way to the street. But then there's the walkway that ends in that corner there. Because we don't even know where we need to do what we need to do, because the pavers is not even continued on that side of the property, and that's the city's responsibility from what I understand.
I believe that what his question is that the area has a sidewalk that ends right before the property starts, but there is no sidewalk in front of his property.
Okay, so he's not responsible to put a sidewalk in because the neighbors have a sidewalk.
Supervisor Bass for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The only thing we're asking the property owner to do is to turn it back to its original state for his property. You can always go on Broward County property appraisers where you pay your taxes. It's going to tell you where your property line begins and ends. Where your property line begins and ends, that is with your responsibility to ensure that that's turned back to its original state. As far as the sidewalk that is there, if there was a sidewalk there, we will confirm that with our engineering department and to determine whether or not that was something that was taken away due to the gravel being put there. Now, if it was a sidewalk there before and you altered that sidewalk, you'll be responsible for turning it back into its original state.
Well, let's look into that. I don't have a problem with that, but what I'm saying is right now, if you look at the property, the driveway where it ends is where we believe our property ends. Whatever happens outside of that, we're not responsible for. That's my understanding.
Well, that's incorrect. So neighboring
Okay,
property
so then-
owner.
so then-
So let me answer your question first. Neighbors are responsible for maintaining the properties abutting their property. Let me finish. The swells and the sidewalks. If sidewalks are in disrepair, swells are in disrepair, the property owner is responsible for the maintenance. When it comes to our sidewalks, we do have a department that we send it out to see how they want us to move forward with making sure that sidewalk is repaired to standard. But ultimately, our ordinance does state that the property owner is responsible for those areas abutting their property.
If you go to that property particularly, look at the street, look at where the road ends and where things end. I have no idea where you want me to do what you want me to do.
Well,
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You need to know where your property line ends, and that's where your driveway will end.
Correct. If you look at it, look at the gate. It ends
Sir,
right there
sir,
where the parking lot is.
I'm on Broward County. I'm sorry, Katrina Johnson, Code Compliance Manager for the City of Fort Lauderdale. On Broward County Property Appraiser, your property line ends at the street, just so we're clear. According to Broward County Property Appraisers, where you pay your county taxes, your property line ends at the street. So that argument about what part is yours, that's the answer. Your property line ends at the street.
Okay, so back to my original question. 35 days, agreeable to you?
Yeah, right now, what does the city want me to do? Because, again, I don't understand the driveway that you want me to do. I don't understand.
Well, that's what the inspector just told you. And I'll let him repeat it for you so you understand.
Your Honor, I'll speak to him. In addition to what the city is requesting, aside from the 35 days, in reference to Section 9-363, we're requesting 10 days. I just wanted to add that to the record.
10 days for what?
For you to register the property as a landlord.
Oh.
Okay, all right. I'm going to grant the 35 days and the 10 days for the registration, and if you have any more questions, you can meet him in the back.
The 35 days to do a driveway, we're not going to be able to do a driveway in 35 days.
I asked you twice.
I mean,
is 35 days enough time?
No,
you just kept going on and on and on.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough time to do a driveway. First of all, we don't have money available to do the driveway right now.
Well, you should have led with that and answered my question.
We don't have the money to do the driveway right now.
All right, I'm going to give you 56 days or $100 a day thereafter for that one, and 10 days to register the property. And if you have any more questions, meet the inspector in the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case, page 33. Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera presenting case number CE 2403-0773, case address 3200 West Broward Boulevard. Owner A&M Investments of America, LLC. This is service by appearance, posted at 1 East Broward, 4/30/2024.
33.
This is the 2-4 case, right? CS 2, okay. Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale, Code Compliance Officer for CE 2403-0773 for property located at 3200 West Broward Boulevard. The initial inspection was conducted on 3/21/24 and the following violation was observed. 1812A, there is trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and or its swale. The trash and debris has also been blown out into the street and to the neighboring homes in this area. This is a recurring violation per case CE 23120464 and will be presented to the Special Magistrate whether compliance is met or not. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/13/24, and the violations remain as per the photos depict. The city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or face fines of $250 per day.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Katrina Johnson, Code Compliance Manager for the City of Fort Lauderdale. This case is actually in compliance, and the city is simply requesting a finding of fact.
Okay. All right. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. Amjad Hamad.
Okay. As I understand, the property is now in compliance, so all I'm going to enter today is a finding of fact that, in fact, the violation existed. So there's no fine today, but if it happens again, you'll be fined. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
He has one more case, page 35. Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera presenting, case number CE 23120464, case address 3200 West Broward Boulevard, owner A&M Investments of America, LLC, posted at property 42424, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case and address as read. The initial inspection was conducted on 12/18/23 and the following violations were observed. 1812A complied. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts including fascia and soffits are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing and peeling paint. This is a repeat violation per case number CE 22030667, and as such, fines shall accrue from the date it was first observed until compliance is met. 47-2020H, there are parking facilities that are not maintained at this property. There are potholes throughout, worn asphalt, and faded striping. This is a repeat violation per case CE 22030667, and as such, fines shall accrue from the date it was first observed until compliance is met. 47-194B1 complied. 24-28A, there is a dumpster on this commercial property sitting outside of the dumpster enclosure with the lids open, and dumpster inside the enclosure that does not have a lid. This is a repeat violation per case CE 22030667, and as such, fines shall accrue from the date it was first observed until compliance is met. All violations cited came into compliance on 1/28/24, and at this time, the city is requesting to impose the admin costs in the amount of $313.
Okay. Now, I have this entire property complied. Is that correct?
Yes, all violations came into compliance on 1/28/24, and we're just seeking admin costs of $313.
Okay. All right. Please state your name.
Amjad Hamad.
All right. Are you in agreement with the reduction of fine to admin costs of $313?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do I get something in the mail, or
Yeah, you'll get an order in the mail.
you guys have a blessed day?
You too.
Our next case, page 57, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 23010329, case address 1331 South Ocean Drive, owner Eastlip Inc. This case was first heard 6/13/23 to comply by 7/11/23. Several extensions noted on the agenda. 3 sections not complied at $25 per day, $11,550 accrued. 4 sections complied at $25 per day, $2,975 accrued, for a total of $14,525. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue. This is in order to reappear.
Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23010329. The property address is 1331 South Ocean Drive. Case was first heard on June 13th, 2023, where the magistrate found for the city giving till July 11th, 2023 to comply by a fine of $25 per day. At the hearing on August 8th, 2023, fines were suspended for 35 days. At the hearing on November 14th, 2023, fines were suspended for 28 days to December 12th, 2023. This case has had 5 extensions. The city is requesting full imposition of fines at this time.
Please state your name for the record.
Sandra Posali.
Okay. This has been going on for a very long time. We've tried to work with you, but why? I mean, I don't understand why we can't pick up trash at least.
Well, I have made progress, but it's still not finished. It comes down again mainly to my medical situation, and I'm doing this by myself. When I try to get somebody to help me, usually they don't show up, or they come for a little bit and do something and then leave. And I've had medical problems basically. I'd like to request another extension if I could. My knee surgery, I was supposed to get another total knee replacement on April 18th. That got postponed because I had an infection in my left foot, and my doctor wouldn't give me clearance for that. So different things have been happening. I'm eventually, my plan is to get this house sold this year, so I've got to get it cleaned up. The house is too big for me. I can't maintain it, and I know that. I have to sell it. I know it's been a long time. Could I have a little more time?
All right. I will give you another 28 days, but this has got to be your last extension, okay? That's all I can do, and I'm going to order you to reappear on my June 11th, and there will be no more extensions when you come back. I will impose the fine if it's not done.
Okay. Does that mean no fines at the moment?
There's already fines that have accrued of $14,525. But I'm going to suspend the fines for the 28 days, give you one more opportunity to get this property in order, because if you come back on June 11th, and remind me I said this, Inspector, that it's going to be your last extension. I'm sorry, we're trying to work with you,
You
but
have.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Our next case, also page 57, Inspector Rachel Moore, Marco Aguilera presenting case number CE 2306-0359, case address 411 Southwest 31st Avenue, owner John R. Cumberbatch and Madeline E. Cumberbatch. This case was first heard 10/10/23 to comply by 12/12/23. One suspension from 2/13/24 to 5/14/24. One section not complied at $25. $1,600 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case and address as read. This case was previously heard at the 10/10/23 hearing where the magistrate found for the city and ordered 63 days to come into compliance. This case was then heard again at the 2/13/24 hearing, and the magistrate granted a 91-day extension. As of 5/13/24, the property remains in violation as per photos depict. At this time, city is requesting to impose the full amount of fines and for fines to continue to accrue.
Please state your name for the record.
Madeline Cumberbatch.
Okay, it looks like you've gotten some stuff done, but there's still the driveway that needs to be done. Can you tell me, what, if any, attempts you've made to...
Last time I've been here, the city said they're going to help me out, and I had to go back in the hospital. I've been calling the city. He called me, and the guy called me, and he gave me a phone number to call him. And I've been calling him. And I went back in the hospital again. I came over yesterday, and I went back in the hospital again, and he told me, the city, I can't remember the guy's name, the city told me he's going to come and find somebody to help me out. I don't have the money right now, I'm not working. I've been trying back in the hospital.
I understand. All right, I'm going to give you another extension for 56 days, and please try and get a hold of the guy that's going to try to help you, okay?
Okay.
All right, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And I'll suspend the fines during that time. All right. Okay, is that it?
That's the end of our respondents. We'll take a quick break.
Yes, thank you.
Our first case, page 2. Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 24010021, case address 5100 North State Road 7, owner 5100 North State Road 7 FLL Inc., personal service 42924, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good morning, Your Magistrate. Captain Robert Kasarowicz, Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office. Oops. I have a loud voice. We're here to present case number FC 24010021 for property address of 5100 North State Road 7. The property was cited in reference to NFPA 1 13.3.1.1. Discussion rings are missing. That has been complied. NFPA 101 13.7.9.3.1. Maximum capacity sign is not provided. That is complied. NFPA 1 4.5.8.6. The fire-resistant construction of the meter room ceiling has not been maintained. That is still in violation. NFPA 1, 1.12.1, work requires a permit.
These two are compliant, this is not.
And
Okay.
NFPA 1, 13.3.2.1, proper sprinkler protection is required. That has been complied. NFPA 101, 39.2.2.2.1, doors and the means of egress do not conform to the Life Safety Code. Doors must comply with 7.2.1. That is complied also. So currently we're waiting on 2 items. I've been advised that the permit has been approved. They're really just waiting on their contractors now to reinstall that fire-resistant ceiling back in the electric meter room in order to give them enough time to bring the property into compliance, because they have been very proactive in working with us on this and good communications. I'll support 56 days or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 3. Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 24020003, case address 1131 Northeast 15th Avenue, owner PSD Investments LLC, posted at property 42424, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
And it's Captain Robert Kasarowicz with Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office for case FC 24020003 with a property address of 1131 Northeast 15th Avenue. Property was cited in reference to NFPA 1 13.6.1.2. The fire extinguishers are not provided in accordance with the code. And City Municipal Order Section 9-313. The address is not posted in accordance with the code. I've had no communications from any owner or representative from the property when we're requesting 28 days or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 4. Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 24020018, case address 5331 Northwest 35th Terrace, owner Suntory Water Group Inc., personal service 42924, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
And Captain Robert Kasarowicz with Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office for case FC 24020018, property address 5331 Northwest 35th Terrace. Property was cited in reference to NFPA 1 4.5.8.1. The fire alarm system is not functioning as designed and installed. In order to clear the issues on the fire alarm, they're going to have to replace the radio dialer that's on it. It's on order. We're anticipating that the work would probably be done within 30 days, but in order to have a safety factor in there, we're going to request 56 days or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 5, Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 24030003, case address 210 Southwest 2nd Street, owner The Restaurant People LLC, posted at property 42424, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
And Captain Robert Kasarowicz with Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office for case FC 24030003, property address of 210 Southwest 2nd Street. Property was cited in reference to local amendments F-121.1.1. The structure has been identified as a newer existing building that has not complied with the applicable occupancy classifications of F-121 to install and maintain AEDs and SBKs as per the Broward County Board of Rules and Appeals, local amendments to the Florida Fire Prevention Code. And also, they were cited in reference to NFPA 1, 18.2.2.1, access to or within the structure area is difficult because of security. That violation has been complied.
Okay.
The violations for the AEDs and the SBKs is something new that's coming along, and property owners are having to come on board with these things. I understand that as of today, these violations are in compliance. They really just need a reinspection, is what they're stating.
Okay.
There was a representative that was here but did not have power of attorney to be able to speak on the matters today. I've scheduled for that reinspection to occur, and we're going to request 28 days or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 6, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 24040160, case address 837 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, owner 837 NFLBB LLC, posted at property 42524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Which one are we doing again? There's two of them for, it's the same property, two parcels.
0161, ending in 0161. 0160, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's what I was like. I don't have serious. All right. Case number CE 24040160, case address 837 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, owner 837 NFLBB LLC, Inspector Robert Kroc. This property was first inspected on 04/04/2024 with the following violations observed. 6-51, there's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. Lights are illuminating the building and can be seen through the opening of the windows and doors that are not in compliance with C-turtle lighting. 6-513, there's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. There is a signage facing south that is in line of sight from the beach. This was complied on 5/9/2024. A copy of the inspection report was posted, and I mailed a copy to the owner on record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. This violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. Also, for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrate finds that the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcing agent shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing the violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator, with said fine to begin to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter and be continually assessed until the conclusion of nesting season on October 31st, or until the violation is corrected. Any costs that are associated with the removal by the city of external lighting sources shall be recovered from the person or persons causing the violation. And if not recovered, a lien shall be placed against the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of the sale of the property. This is a repeat case of CE 23030576 and will be presented to the special magistrate regardless of compliance. $200 per reinspection per violation is requested. Current fines are $1,400 as violation 6-513 was complied on 5/9/2024.
Supervisor Bass for the city of Fort Lauderdale, just to give clarity on the case, magistrate. So both cases, both violation codes 6-511 and 6-513 are both repeat violations. So we're going to ask for immediate imposition of $1,400 for the fines that's accrued thus far.
For each violation?
For each, for the first violation you have is $1,400.
The first violation is $800, or $600, or it's $800. The second violation, which was complied, is $600.
$600. So a total of $14 for both, magistrate. And we're going to ask for $200 to be imposed moving forward for each day that we see the violation exist thereafter.
Okay.
For which one? 6511? Because I believe 6513 is compliant.
I'm confused. Are they both complied?
No, only 6-513 complied. if you look at the picture, you'll see the big McSorley sign, which is green, not that one. You see now it's orange right there, or it's actually a red color. There it was in violation. The previous photo, it became in compliance.
So just for clarity, I understand where you're not clear at, Magistrate. For 6-51-1, that's not in compliance, correct?
Correct.
That's not in compliance. We're asking for an $800 imposition of immediate fines for that violation and $200 to accrue thereafter for each day that we see that violation exists.
Okay.
6-51-3 is in compliance. However, it was out of compliance for a number of days. So we're asking for an imposition of $600 for that.
Okay, so ordered.
Our next case, also page 6, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 24040162, case address 827 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, owner 837 NFLBB LLC, posted at property 42524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Case number CE 24040162, case address 827 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, owner 837 NFLBB LLC, Inspector Robert Kroc. This property was first inspected on 04/04/2024, for the following violation was observed. 6-511, the artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. Lights are illuminating the building and or can be seen through the opening of windows or doors that is not in compliance with sea turtle lighting. 6-513, there's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. There is signage facing south that is in the line of sight from the beach, and this was complied on 5/9/2024. A copy of the inspection report was posted and mailed a copy to the owner on record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come within compliance. The violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. Also for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrate finds the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcing agency shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing the violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator with said fine to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter, and to be continuously assessed until the conclusion of the nesting season, October 31st, or until the violation is corrected. Any costs that are associated with the removal by the city of external lighting sources shall be recovered from the person or persons causing the violation, and if not recovered, a lien shall be placed against the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of sale of the property. This is a repeat case of CE 23030577, and this will be presented to the special manager regardless of compliance. We are asking for $1,400 imposition of fines. These are the same type of fines. It's 2 parcels for the same property. It's the same type of fines.
Okay, so it's $800 for the first one and $600 for the second one?
Correct, and we're requesting $200 per violation observed. So again, 6-51 is complied, 6-511 is not. So $200 per time we go back.
You mean 6-53 is complied?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and 6-51 is still not complied?
Correct.
All right, so ordered.
We're going to skip quickly to page 60. Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 23110011, case address 1843 South Federal Highway, owner Sexy 60 Realty LLC. This case was first heard 3/12/24 to comply by 5/14/24. One section not complied at $200 per day. Fine start 5/15/2024, and this is a request for extension.
Good morning, Your Magistrate. Captain Robert Kasarowicz, Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office. Case FC 23110011 with a property address of 1843 South Federal Highway. The only existing violation currently right now is for NFPA 1, 12.6.1, furnishings, contents, decorations, or treated finishes must meet or exceed the minimum fire rating. During this hearing, I've received text messages from the responsible party at this property who's advised that everything is in compliance, and it's just scheduled for a reinspection, which will occur Friday at 9 o'clock. Okay. So we're looking for a short time extension of 10 days in order for that reinspection to occur.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, back to page 7. Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 240304070, case address 3030 Holiday Drive, owner Harbor Beach Property LLC in care of the Mac Company, posted at property 41924, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 240304070, property located at 3030 Holiday Drive. This property was first inspected on March 14, 2024, and the following violations were observed. 6-51 subsection 1, there is artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. You must change the lighting to amber or shield all the walkway lights on the east side that are illuminating in the line of sight from the beach and the ocean during the sea turtle season. This matter is a recurrent violation. Refer to case number CE 22090091. This case will be presented before the special magistrate, seeking to find in fact whether or not the violation complies. A copy of the inspection report was posted, and I mailed a copy to the owner of record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. The violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. The violation was brought into compliance on March 24, 2024. The city is requesting a finding of fact, and any subsequent violation of this code will be cited as a repeat violation for each day the violation exists. Also, for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrates find that the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcement agency shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing the violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator, with said fine to begin to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter and to be continuously assessed until the conclusion of the nesting season, October 31st, or until the violation is corrected. Any person or persons causing the violation, and if not recovered, a lien shall be placed against the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of the sale of the property. This concludes my testimony.
Okay, so ordered.
Next case, page 8, Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 24030475, case address 2000 South Ocean Lane, owner Orleans Chateau and Villas, Inc., posted at property 41824, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 240300475, case address 2000 South Ocean Lane. This property was first inspected on March 16, 2024, and the following violations were observed. 6-51 subsection 1, there are multiple main entrance overhead lights illuminating the line of sight onto the beach. You must change the lighting to amber, shield, or turn off the decorative light pole on the east side of the property that is illuminated in the line of sight from the beach and the ocean during sea turtle season. This matter is a recurrent violation. Refer to case number CE 230-30330. This case will be presented before the special magistrate, seeking to find out the fact whether or not the violation complies. A copy of the inspection report was posted, and I mailed a copy to the owner of record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. The violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. The violation was brought into compliance on March 28, 2024. The city is requesting a finding of fact, and any subsequent violations of this code will be cited as a repeat violation for each day the violation exists. Also, for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrate finds that the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcement agency shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing a violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator, with said fine to begin to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter, and to be continuously assessed until the conclusion of the nesting season on October 31st, or until the violation is corrected. Or any costs that are associated with the removal by the city of external lighting sources shall be recovered from the person or persons causing a violation, and if not recovered, a lien shall be placed upon the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of the sale of the property. This concludes my testimony.
Okay, so ordered.
So it's complied?
So is it complied?
Yes, it's in compliance, and we're seeking a finding of fact.
You have two more. Don't wait. Don't leave.
Oh.
Next case, also page 8, Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 240305990, case address 2200 South Ocean Lane, owner Point of America's Condo Apartments 2 Inc., posted at property for 1824, posted at 1 East Broward for 3024.
No, this can't be happening. Okay, there we go. Senior Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 240305990. Property located at 2200 South Ocean Lane. This property was first inspected on March 16, 2024, and the following violations were observed. 6-51, subsection 2. There are multiple main entrance overhead lights illuminating the line of sight onto the beach. You must change the lighting to amber or shield the main entrance overhead lights that illuminate the line of sight from the beach and the ocean during sea turtle season. This matter is a recurrent violation. Refer to case number CE 220-60860. This case will be presented before the special magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether or not the violation complies. A copy of the inspection report was posted, and I mailed a copy to the owner on record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. The violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. The violation was brought into compliance on May 12, 2024. The city is requesting a finding of fact, and any subsequent violation of this code will be cited as a repeat violation for each day the violation exists. Also, for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrate finds that the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcing agency shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing a violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator, with said fine to begin to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter, and to continuously assess until the conclusion of next season on October 31st or until the violation is corrected. Any costs that are associated with the removal by the city of external lighting sources shall be recovered from the person or persons causing a violation, and if not recovered, a lien shall be placed against the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of sale of the property. This concludes my testimony.
Okay, so this one's not in compliance.
No, it's in compliance. We're seeking a finding of fact.
Okay, so ordered. Tell me that to begin with, so that
Okay.
All right? Because it's not marked complied on my docket, so,
Okay.
all right.
Next case, also page 8, Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 240300610, case address 1710 South Ocean Lane, owner Lago Mar North Lodge Condo Association, Inc., posted at property for 1824, posted at 1 East Broward for 3024.
This property is in compliance, and the city is seeking a finding of fact. Senior Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 240-30610. Case address 1710 South Ocean Lane. This property was first inspected on March 15, 2024, and the following violation were observed. 6-51, subsection 2. There's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. Remove, replace, or shield all the security/safety lighting in the parking area that are illuminating the line of sight from the beach and the ocean during sea turtle season. This matter is a recurrent violation. Refer to case number CE 220-31085. This case will be presented before the special magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether or not the violation complies. A copy of the inspection report was posted, and I mailed a copy to the owner of record per BCPA, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. The violation remains as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. The violation was brought into compliance on May 12, 2024. The city is requesting a finding of fact, and any subsequent violation of this code will be cited as a repeat violation for each day the violation exists. Also, for the record, per section 6-53, if the magistrate finds that the violation exists and is entered against the violator, the enforcing agency shall notify the violator in writing that any external lighting sources causing a violation may be removed by the city within 10 business days thereafter, or that a fine may be assessed against the violator, with said fine to begin to be assessed within 10 business days thereafter, and to be continuously assessed until the conclusion of the nesting season on October 31st or until the violation is corrected. Any costs that are associated with the removal by the city of external lighting sources should be recovered from the person or persons causing a violation, and if not recovered, a lien should be placed against the property and reimbursed to the city at the time of sale of the property. This concludes my testimony.
So ordered.
One more. Next case, page 9. Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons, case number CE 0666, case address 2350 Southwest 26th Avenue, owner Charles Slater, posted at property for 1824, posted at 1 East Broward for 3024.
Inspector Fitzgerald Simmons presenting on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 240-20666, property located at 2350 Southwest 26th Avenue. This property was first inspected on February 23, 2024, following a neighbor complaint about loud noise and music, and the following violations were observed. Section 18-1. There is amplified sound in an unpermitted event at this property that is creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such manner that the property is or may threaten or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, or may adversely affect or impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. This violation is irreversible in nature, and the City of Fort Lauderdale is seeking a one-time fine of $15,000. This concludes my testimony.
Okay.
Yes. For the new, let me, there's evidence of the event, and here's the sound.
I'm not seeing it. Okay.
Play show the event. It was an unpermitted event. He was charged with people upon entry, and at the time of the inspection, myself and PD attempted to make contact with the property owner. He locked the gate to refuse us entry. So the event ran from beginning to end without interference.
Okay. All right, so ordered.
Next case, page 9, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 231200687, case address 1324 Northwest 5th Avenue. Owner Anthony Evans, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward for 3024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 231200687, reference to the property 1324 Northwest 5th Avenue. This property was initially cited on January 25, 2024 for the following violations. 9-363 has complied. 47-34.4.8.1 has complied. 47-20.20H, the parking area at this RDS 15 zone property is in disrepair. The gravel area at this property was found uneven and ungraded. There are areas of gravel driveway that have weeds. Reinspection was performed on May 11, 2024 and found that the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 56 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 11, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 240300578, case address 717 Northeast 13th Court, owner 717 Northeast 13th Court LLC, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward for 3024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 240300578, reference to the property 717 Northeast 13th Court. The property was initially cited on March 16, 2024 for the following violations. 9-363, failure to register the residential rental dwelling with the city. Free application has not been submitted or is incomplete. 18-12A, there's trash, rubbish, and debris on the property. The reinspection was performed on May 3, 2024. Observed the property that remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 10 days to comply with both sections or a fine of $100 per day per violation thereafter.
I have 18-2A is complied.
My apologies. 18-12A complied, and then we'll do 10 days for the 9-363. My apologies for that one.
All right, so ordered.
Next case, also page 11, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 2401-0509, case address 1038 Northwest 7th Avenue, owner North Bimini LLC, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 2401-0509 in reference to the property 1038 Northwest 7th Avenue. This property was initially cited on January 17, 2024 for the following violations. 9-363 has complied. 47-20.20H. The parking area at this RD 15 zone property is in disrepair. The gravel area was found covered in weeds, uneven, and missing gravel. The parking area on the property does not have a proper marking to display individual parking spaces, and the gravel area does not conform to the requirements of Section 47-20.13F, as gravel is not permitted within an RD-15 multifamily zone property. A reinspection was performed on May 11, 2024, and the property was found to remain in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 35 days to comply or a fine of $100 thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 12, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 24020844, case address 1519 Northwest 2nd Avenue, owner Charles Michael. This case is being rescheduled. Next case, page 17, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 24020195, case address 1444 Northwest 5th Avenue, owner Yvonne and Sidney Brown, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 24020195, reference the property 1444 Northwest 5th Avenue. This property was initially cited on February 7, 2024 for the following violations. 47-34.1.8.1 has complied. 9-305A has complied. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its swale. 9-280H1, the chain link fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. There are areas of the chain link fence that were observed falling, broken, and missing support. 9-304B, the gravel driveway approach on the swell on the property was found in disrepair. There are areas with overgrown weeds and it is not maintained in a smooth and well-graded condition. The concrete portion of the driveway was observed with overgrown weeds. Reinspection was performed on May 11, 2024 and found that the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting the following: 10 days for sections 18-12A and 35 days for all other sections, or a fine of $100 per day thereafter for each violation.
So ordered.
Next case, page 18, Inspector Manuel Garcia, case number CE 24020584, case address 1104 Northwest 7th Avenue, owner Fast Lane Capital LLC, posted at property 5324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Your Honor, for the record, Senior Officer Garcia presenting case CE 24020584, reference the property 1104 Northwest 7th Avenue. This property was initially cited on February 22, 2024 for the following violations. 9-363 complied. 47-20.20H, there are parking facilities that are not maintained at this RD15 zone property. The parking area was observed uneven and in a non-smooth and well-graded condition. 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its swell. 9-280H1 has complied. 24-7 parentheses B has complied. Reinspection was performed on May 3, 2024 and found that the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting the following: 10 days to comply for section 18-12A or a fine of $100 per day, and for the other violations of 56 days to comply with section 47-20.20H or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 18, Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 2403-0665, case address 723 Northwest 3rd Street, owner Avenue de Arts FLL LLC, posted at property 43024, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Aquavella for the city. Case number CE 24030665. The address is 723 Northwest 3 Street. This property was inspected on 3/18/24. The following violations were observed. 1812A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and/or its swale. This is a reoccurring violation. See case CE 23070006. This case will be presented before the special magistrate to obtain a finding of fact.
So ordered.
Next case, page 22, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 24010820, case address 1840 Northwest 27th Avenue, owner Nicole M. Clark, posted at property 41524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 24010820, address 1840 Northwest 27th Avenue. The property was inspected on 1/23/24, and the following violations were observed. 9-304B, the paved driveway is in disrepair. The driveway has cracks and potholes and needs to be repaired and resurfaced. 9-1 has complied. 9-306, the exterior walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that have dirt stains and need to be painted. 9-304C has complied. An inspection report was posted on 1/23.
What?
Is it 9-304C or 9-306?
9-306 is still in violation. 9-4C is complied.
You mean 18-4C?
Yeah, you said 18-1 was complied, and now you're saying you said 9-1. Now you're saying 9-4.
I said 18-1 has complied.
Okay.
9-306 is still in violation, and 18-4C is complied.
Okay.
An inspection report was posted on 1/23/24. A reinspection on the property was 2/11/24. A notice of hearing was posted on 4/15/24. As of pre-hearing inspection on 5/12, violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 56 days or $50 a day for each violation.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, page 23, Inspector Marco Aguilera, case number CE 23120079, case address 2672 Gulfstream Lane, owner James Lewis Mertz, posted at property 41524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case and address as read. An inspection was conducted on 12/4/23 and the following violations were observed. 8-148A, there are 2 unsightly vessels docked at the property. Vessels are considered unsightly due to deteriorated conditions. Vessels have broken windows, chipping, peeling paint, and are dirty or stained. As of 5/8/24, the violations remain as per the photos depict. At this time, the city is requesting 28 days or fines of $200 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
I'm sorry, can I change that to 56 days, not 28?
Okay.
Thank you.
The next case, page 23, Inspector Marco Aguilera, case number CE 24020272, case address 1401 Southeast 15th Street, owner Cochise Cordova Arms, LLC. This case is complied. Next case, page 24, Inspector Marco Aguilera, case number CE 24030132, case address 1224 Southwest 24th Avenue, owner Anthony Jacob Batt, posted at property 41524, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case and address as read. An inspection was conducted on 3/5/24 and the following violation was observed. 47-39A1B7A1. There's a commercial truck and trailer stored on this RS8 residentially zoned property. 9-304B, there are vehicles/trailers parked on the grass lawn area. As of 5/8/24, the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per day per violation thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, page 25. Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 24010144, case address 2718 Northeast 19th Street, owner Bryn D. Jones and Mary Christine Jones, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 24010144, address 2718 Northeast 19th Street. This case was first cited on January 5th, 2024 for the following violations. 9-306, their exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts including fascia, soffits that have stains, dirt, mildew, mold, peeling, or chipping paint. 9-308B, comply. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover in front and side of the property. 47-21.11.A, comply. 9-304B, the driveway in...
Is that complied or withdrawn? 47.
It's with, okay, I'm sorry. 9-304B, the driveway in front of the property is in disrepair. A pre-hearing inspection conducted on May 12, 2024, and the following violations remain: 9-306, 9-305B, and 9-304B, as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 91 days for 9-306, 9-305B, and 9-304B to comply, or a daily fine of $50 per day per violation thereafter.
I'm sorry, did you say 10 days for that?
91 days
91.
or $50 per day thereafter for each violation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
You lost me. We have 9-306, that's 91 days.
Yes, all of them are 91 days.
Okay, all of them 91 days or?
$50 per day.
Okay, thank you. So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, page 26, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 24010671, case address 2501 Middle River Drive, owner Malcolm Edward Miller, posted at property 41724, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 24010671, address 2501 Middle River Drive. This case was first cited on February 16, 2024 for the following violations: 9-280H parentheses 1, comply. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-280H, there is accessory structure violation at this property. The garage door appears to be bent with cracks in the door and does not close properly. 9-304B, the driveway is in disrepair with cracks and discolored asphalt. 47-34.1.8.1, comply. 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on the property, and or a swell consisting of a bucket, gas container, box, and other miscellaneous trash. 18-4-C, comply. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not maintained structural parts, including fascia and soffits, are in disrepair. There are areas of exterior that have stains and missing and peeling paint. The garage door is stained and chipping paint. 9-308B, There is debris, trash, and other element which is not permitted on the roof. The roof is stained and dirty. A pre-hearing inspection conducted on May 12, 2024, and the following violations remain: 9-305B, 9-280H, 9-304B, 18-12A, and 9-306 and 9-308B as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days for 18-12A and 56 days for 9-305B, 9-280H, and 9-304B, and 9-306 and 9-308B to comply, or a daily fine of $50 per day per violation thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, page 29, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 24010082, case address 3320 Northeast 40th Street, owner Nikolai and Tamara Sologob, posted at property 42224, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
That case is complied.
It looks like it's a
finding of fact.
reoccurring.
Excuse me?
There's 18-12A is a reoccurring. Do you want a finding of fact on that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, page 30, Inspector Diego Santos, case number CE 24010978, case address 800 Southwest 30th Street, owner Vincent A. and Florence G. Gallo, posted at property for 424, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
She sounds off.
My apologies, but this case has been complied.
Okay.
Next case, page 31, Inspector Diego Santos, case number CE 24020309, case address 1237 Southwest 9th Avenue, owner Adam Dickerson, posted at property 42324, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good afternoon, Inspector Diego Santos, representing the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read. This case was first opened by Inspector Malaika Mori back on February 12, 2024, and the following violations were observed. 18-12A, that is complied. 9-308B was withdrawal. 9-308A was withdrawal. Violation 9-306, the exterior beam walls has not been maintained. Structural parts including but not limited to fascia, softs, holes in the walls, and rotting exterior areas that are in this repair. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing building paint. Violation 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. And violation 9-304B, there are potholes in the driveway along with a road driveway surface. The city is requesting 28 days for the property owner to come into compliance or face a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 41, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 23100070, case address 3117 Southwest 12th Avenue, owner Michael McDavid, posted at property 41724, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 23100070, property address 3117 Southwest 12th Ave. Inspector Murray inspected this property on October 2nd, 2023, and cited for the following violations. 9-280H1, which is complied. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing peeling paint. 9-304B, the driveway is in disrepair, has cracks, breaks, and missing portions. 9-313A, the property is not identified by approved address numbers. 18-4C, which is complied. Inspection report was posted on the property on October 2nd, 2023, and the copy was mailed to the owner on BCPA. We inspected the property November 15th, 2023. We posted the property April 17th, 2024. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted May 12th, 2024, and found the violations are not complied. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 thereafter per violation.
So ordered.
Next case, page 42, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 23110570, case address 1460 Southwest 24th Court, numbers 1 through 4. Owner, Smith Pierre Paul, posted at property 41724, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address has been read into the record. Inspector Murray inspected this property on November 22nd, 2023, and cited for the following violations: 47-19.4.B.1, 3-yard dumpster stored in an unapproved location. It is in a parking space in the off-street parking area. 18-1, which is complied. 9-306, which is complied. Inspection report was posted on the property November 22nd, 2023, and a copy was mailed to the owner on BCPA. Re-inspected the property January 17th, 2024, posted the property April 17th, 2024. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted May 12th, 2024, and found the violation is not complied. City is requesting 10 days to comply or a fine of $200 thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case, page 47, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 24020613, case address 1225 East Las Olas Boulevard, owner Dominique A. Guzzo, Revocable Trust, Dominique A. Guzzo, trustee, personal service for 1824, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Good afternoon, Special Magistrate, City of Fort Lauderdale, Co-Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 24020613 for the property located at 1225 East Las Olas Boulevard. Inspection of the property was performed on February 22nd and cited for the following violations. 25-4. There is a closed rack that is being placed on the public sidewalk blocking the public right-of-way of passage. It shall be unlawful for any person to use or obstruct such public sidewalk to interfere with the use of the public. This is a recurring violation of case number CE 23030033, and is presented before you, Special Magistrate, to finding a fact whether or not it comes into compliance. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first-class mail on February 22nd, allowing 7 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property owner and the tenant. Special Magistrate request was sent on February 29th for today's Special Master, and pre-hearing inspection was done on May 9th and pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violation has been brought into compliance. This is a finding of fact case only, Your Honor.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 48, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 24030179, case address 601 Northeast 16th Avenue, owner 3266 Southwest 44th Street, LLC. This case is complied. Next case, page 49, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 24020799, case address 2070 South Northeast 63rd Street, owner Nancy Elder, posted at property 41724, posted at 1 East Broward 43024.
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale for case number CE 24020799, 2070 Northeast 63rd Street. This property was inspected on 2/29/2024 for 15281A. There is operation of a vacation rental with expired certificate of compliance at this location. This violation did come into compliance, but the city is requesting a finding of fact that the violation did occur.
Is it a recurring repeat? Is it recurring or repeat or something? They weren't notified that way.
I can read that in.
It's not, they weren't notified that way. Rhonda? He's asking for for a finding of fact, but it's complied, but there's no, the original letter was sent out regarding recurring violations.
Right, yes, no,
It's already in compliance, and it wasn't noticed as a recurring violation.
I mean, it's my opinion, it just should be complied. We would have to notice that.
It came in compliance.
So it's just complied.
Just
We're just
complied.
finding the fact that the violation did occur.
No.
You can't because it wasn't,
Say you're coming in compliance.
it just complied, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Next case, also page 49, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 240208663, case address 741 Northeast 16th Terrace, owner Jabonic Living Trust. This case is complied. Next case, page 52, Inspector Robert Kasarowicz, case number FC 23120003, case address 630 Northwest 10th Terrace, owner PE Investments 1 LLC. This case was first heard 2/29/24 to comply by 3/28/24. One section not complied at $100 per day, $4,600 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Next case, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 22050234, case address 610 Southwest 31st Avenue, owner S.E. Mae Osborne. This case was first heard 1/11/23 to comply by 2/8/23. Two suspensions noted on the agenda. 3 sections complied at $25 per day. City is requesting no fine, and this is to vacate the order imposing fines.
So ordered.
Next case, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 23100805, case address 1640 Northwest 25th Avenue, owner Roberta Banks Estates. This case was first heard 3/12/24 to comply by 4/9/24. One section not complied at $100 per day, $3,500 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Next case, page 53, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 23100935, case address 2910 Northwest 26th Street, owner Ethel M. Dixon. This case was first heard 3/12/24 to comply by 4/9/24. 3 sections not complied at $100 per day, $10,500 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
So ordered.
The last case, page 64, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 23060942, case address 1725 Southeast 13th Street, owner JMF 1725LH LLC. This case was first heard 9/12/23 to comply by 12/12/23 and 5/14/24. 2 sections not complied at $100, $15,400 accrued. The fines continue to accrue, and this was an order to reappear.
Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address read into the record. Case was first heard September 12th, 2023, where the magistrate found for the city, giving 91 days to December 12th to comply for Code Section 280H1, the wood fences in disrepair, a fine of $100 per day. Property was reinspected 12/12/23. The violation remains and fines continue to accrue. Property was also cited for Section 4719.3 F4, seawall and disrepair. 2 permits were issued March 31st, 2023, and those permits were BLD-BDSP-22080017 and BLD-BDSP-22060036. Property owner was given 248 days to comply. As of May 12th, 2024, none of the required inspections for the permits have been performed. Contract was made with the building department, and both permits have expired. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 7th, 2024. The violation remains. The city is requesting full imposition.
So ordered. What?
Because they weren't notified by that. The fines will just continue to accrue, then if they take it back for imposition as a massey.
Oh, we bring it back. Yeah, because they had till the 8th.
So we'll-
till the
They
18th.
were just gonna start the fines on 5/18.
Okay.
with the noting for the record that they were ordered to reappear and in fact are not here.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
The city is requesting to enter pages 65, 66, and 67 into today's hearing as an exhibit. It is the city's list of compliant, closed, withdrawn, and rescheduled cases.
So ordered.
This concludes the special magistrate hearing for Tuesday, May 14, 2024.